want you good. 2. Oh, that face. Alright, I hope that fixes the issue. Relaxing Funny Gaming back again. Thank you guys for being patient with these weird technical issues. I don't know why this is going on, but stuff's happening. Let me see here if all the programs are back up. I think the system is trying to say, alright, cool it with this art stuff. We need to change it up a bit. Okay, I think it's back up. Did I enable ads? Yes. Yeah. One of the viewers talked me into it. He was like, well, it's a way that's free for me to support you. Just enable ads. And I was like, okay, I guess you're right. There's going to be ads on videos that have Nintendo and other things on it. Might as well have ads for me and just make it seem all in all like the same. Alright, so let me turn on.
Premium quality in both regular and king size.
Let me know if that's too loud. I'm ready to listen to a crime drama.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Iron Coasters, I'm good. Tressa, it's good to see you. How are you doing today?
The body of a dead man has been found in the rear of his shop.
I think everything's set. Let's go ahead and cut some more feathers.
Your job, find him.
Your job, find him. So dramatic.
Thousands are changing to Chesterfield, both regular and king size, because Chesterfield is the first and only cigarette to give you premium quality in both sizes.
That means king-size Chesterfield contains tobaccos of better quality and higher price than any other king-size cigarette.
It's the same fine tobacco.
So this is Dragnet, guys. For those of you who weren't in the last stream, we started listening to it. Dragnet is something I really got into when I was pregnant. So when you're pregnant, it's hard to fall asleep at night a lot of times. It's a pain to...
So remember, Chesterfield
like,
is
you can't clear your
the only
mind.
cigarette to give you
That's how I would say it.
quality
Like, your brain
in
is
both
just
regular
non-stop.
and
You can't
king
stop
size.
thinking about
Buy 'em either
things.
way you
And
like 'em. Premium
I would listen to
quality Chesterfield.
Dragnet here
And much
and fall asleep to it. So it's really relaxing for me. And fun.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department,
What are you listening to not to be rude? Oh no, it's not rude. Not rude at all, Tressa. Dragnet. Let me see if I can...
From beginning to end, from crime to punishment,
Dragnet.
is the story of your police force in action.
I'm listening to episode 180, The Big Shirt.
July 5th. It was hot in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of homicide
And it's just,
detail.
it's an
My
old
partner's
radio
friend,
show.
the boss is Captain Lorman. My
I
name's
like
Frank.
it.
It was 7:58 a.m.
They're
when I got to
funny.
42.
I think the characters are really funny.
Yeah.
My dad got me into it. Dragnet's something my dad listens to
Went to the beach
on
yesterday.
his free time.
Got some sunburn. I could hardly
Like
sleep
on a
last
Sunday
night.
in the afternoon, he didn't work. He'll
It's gonna be a week before I can
after
wear a shirt
lunch he'll
without
take a
feeling like
nap
that
and he'll
army
listen to an
blanket
episode of
on. Can't you get
Dragnet,
something
or
for
he'll
it,
listen
something
to
make
it
you
before he
feel
goes to
better
sleep at night.
Don't bring that up.
And it's just a podcast.
If you've got any homemade remedies for sunburn, keep them to yourself. I've had them for now. Why? What's the matter? Like I said, we went to the beach yesterday. Beautiful day.
And
They
like
fixed
this
up a lunch,
chit chat that they do is
sandwiches,
so
potato
funny
salad,
to me.
deviled eggs, all that stuff. Yeah, I know. We went down to
Alright.
Castle Rock, you know,
I
down
think
the
this
highway.
might just be enough.
Just great. Kids
Might not.
played in the
That's
water.
okay.
And when it got dark, we had a few 4th of July things for them. You know, sparkler stuff like that.
Sparkler
Got
stuff
home,
like
I
that.
started to feel it. What, the sunburn? Yeah. Back feels like it's on fire, Joe. Legs feel like I got them in hot oil. Believe me, it's terrible. Took off my shirt, pants at home, just sitting there in my shorts. I was trying to figure out some way to stop the burning, you know. Yeah. Well, it happened.
Alright,
In
so
comes
I
Armin.
feel like we're gonna
Oh, it's your
need at least one
brother-in-law.
feather
Yeah.
coming down right
He's read in
here.
some magazine where tea is the stuff for burns. Right away starts brewing tea. Tea? And you drink? Yeah. Tells me to lay down on the floor, right flat on my stomach. I was feeling so miserable I'd have done anything to get rid of the feeling, so I did just lay there. And he starts putting tea leaves all up and down my
And
back,
then we need
back of my legs.
more strength.
I felt real
But
good at
Tressa, how are
first,
you doing
kinda
today? Iron Coasters, what is going on with
all this
you?
time you're laying on your
I
stomach.
feel like
Yeah,
you've got
right in the
lots
middle
of
the living room
videos
floor.
out. It might be
You
time
put
for
papers
another
down first,
coaster
so the tape
review.
would drip all over the floor when you brew the stuff
That might be
first.
something
Yeah,
I could do this
tea
week.
leaves on me, but then the tea leaves started to dry. They crinkled all up. The pain came back. Just miserable, Joe. Well, did it do any good at all? I don't know. They finally took it off and put some kind of ointment on my back. Helped a little. Had to sleep on my stomach all night. Couldn't turn over. I just lay real still. Once in a while, I'd fall asleep and roll over, and wow, I'd wake right up with the pain. I tell you, Joe, I didn't sleep at all. Not a wink. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't see what you're blaming Armin for. Seems like he did try to help you out, though. Oh, sure, he tried. Whole thing was his fault. If he'd kept his big mouth shut, everything would have been all right. How'd he figure that? The picnic. It was his idea, Joe. It's a hot shot. I'll get it.
All right, we got our needle and thread.
Killing
Let's do
down a
this.
8:14 a.m. We arrived at the address on South Bixel. It was a small neighborhood pawn shop. A radio car had arrived, and the two officers had cleared the crowd away from the entrance of the store. One of the officers showed us through a curtain into the back room. Everything was smashed. Glass cases were demolished. Clothing from the shelves had been torn down and thrown all over the floor. At one side of the room, a closet door was half open, and in the closet was the body of a man. We started to talk with George Armstrong.
Homicide.
Terrible. I don't want to look anymore. I don't want to believe it. Anybody would do this to Mark.
Mark, is that your partner's name?
Yes, Mark Williams, my friend. We've been together the last 15 years. Knew each other for 10 years before that. I don't want to think about it.
Would you like to step out here, sir? Front part of the store?
Well, it would be all right.
Yes, be fine. I'll call the crime lab, Joe. All right, good. Where's the phone, sir?
It's back there on the wall.
Thanks. I'd like to ask you some questions, if it'd be all right.
Yes?
You discovered the body, is that right?
Well, yes, this morning when I came in, I opened the store like I always do, about, I think it was 7:45, I guess it was, something like that.
I see.
I opened the front door like I usually do, and then I came in and put the water on for some tea.
Whoa.
You can see there, see that hot plate? Mark and I usually have a cup of tea when he comes in.
I see.
Well, then I went to the back room to hang up my coat. First, I thought that somebody had tried to rob the place. The way things, was scattered all over. Then I saw Mark laying on the floor, and I called you.
They're on the way, Joe. Okay. Did you always open up the store by yourself, Mr. Armstrong?
Yes, I don't know how it started. Somewhere along the line, I'd open up the place, and then Mark would clean up the shop and close. It's been that way for years.
When did you last see Mr. Williams? That is, when did you see him alive?
Saturday night. I left about 5:45. He was closing the place up. I told him that I'd meet him for breakfast Sunday morning. He wasn't there. I tried to call him at home, but there wasn't any answer. His landlady hadn't seen him.
Was he married, do you know?
No, he wasn't married. Same thing happened to both of us. Neither one of us married.
What's that, sir?
Well, you see, Mark and I are both in love with the same girl when we were younger.
Aw,
We used to take her to
how
the park
sweet
in
is
the
that?
summer, listen to the band
In love with the
concert.
same girl, huh?
Three of us, we used to go every place together. Like I said, both of us were in love with her. Well, things went along just fine for a year or so, and then she got married to someone else.
There we go.
Mark and I were pretty sad about it. Couldn't blame the girl, though. The guy she married was rich. He had a big house. It was a good family. We didn't have much of anything. No, neither of us married. Just never seemed to find a girl compared with Kate.
Kate?
Kate Dillon. She's a lovely girl.
This meeting you were going to have yesterday morning, was that a regular thing?
Oh, yes, it was. You see, about the only relaxation.
You have
Mark
to
and I
go. See you
had was
later. Oh, well,
bowling
Tressa,
on the
thank you
green.
for stopping by. And don't ever
Every
be
Sunday that it didn't
afraid to
rain,
ask a
we'd go
question
breakfast
like
and
what
catch
I'm
a
listening
bus
to
out to
or
Exposition
stuff like
Park,
that.
you know.
I don't think it's
Bowling
rude at
club
all.
out there. Mark and I
I'm
both
glad
belong.
you would
Mark
ask.
was a sort of local champion.
You would
Played a
ask
real good
questions to
game.
me. I like
Did you
it.
think that anything was wrong when he didn't meet you yesterday?
Well, yes, I did. I did at first. Then I got to thinking about it, and I figured
You had a
maybe he
great
wasn't
day,
feeling too
Tressa.
good. Just didn't want to go out to the club.
Yes, sir.
He'd get like that, moody. Just for no reason at all. Decided didn't want to go anyplace at all. Just sit in his room. Almost always came to work, even when he was in the mood. But now and then he'd just sit up there and look out the window.
Was there any special reason for all this?
No, not that I know of. He just get like that. No special reason. When he did, you just had to sit and let the mood pass. Nothing else to do.
I see. Well, did Mr. Williams have any enemies that you'd know of, anyone at all that might do a thing like this?
No, shit, no one.
If you want to know who killed the guy,
Was he
Tressa, you
alone
have to
when he
come
left
back
from
later.
Saturday night?
Yes, he was straightening up the shelves, getting the things in order. But he was all by himself. No one was here.
Well, have you ever had any trouble with anyone in the neighborhood lately? Somebody who might have been looking for trouble, maybe?
Well, Sergeant, most of our customers have trouble.
Well, yes, sir, but about how much money was on the premises when you left?
Maybe $1,500.
Where'd you keep the money?
In the safe, right there. You can see for yourself it's all right.
Would you mind opening it up just to be sure?
Well, if you want me to, but I'm sure everything's okay.
If you wouldn't mind, sir.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, sir.
I know there's nothing wrong here. 43. You can see for yourself that everything's okay, can't you? 16 left.
Yes, sir, we just want to be sure.
Right to 8.
I used to work
There.
where I had to open up a big safe and count a ton of money. I'd count thousands of dollars.
Who knew the
I
combination
worked for a
of this
big
safe?
retail
besides
store, and
you.
I did their
Just
cash
mark
room.
me.
You
You
had to
would
like
move
balance
on.
the safe every day.
There. All the money's there.
Is there anything else missing from the store? Anything that you can see?
Well, Sergeant, look around you. If there was anything, how could I tell? I'd have to take a complete
A lot of
inventory.
math.
Well, what difference does it make? How's it going to help Mark?
Well, it's pretty important we find out why he was killed the way he was, sir. Beating and all. If you'd look around, you might be able to come up with something.
All right, I'll look around, but I tell you, I don't think there's anything gone.
All right, if you just do that, we'll look over the back room. It'll be all right.
And the sound of them walking. Oh, it sounds so
Pretty bad,
good.
huh, John? Yeah. Looks like revenge could have been the motive, maybe from the looks of things here. Yeah, it'd have to be something like that. Terrible beating. The way the place is all smashed up. Yeah. Frank? Yeah? Come over here. Yeah, look here in the closet. You can see it there under the body. Oh, yeah, looks like a hand axe. Yeah. Might have been trying to defend himself, huh? Maybe.
Alright, so.
Sergeant?
Yes, sir?
You're right, absolutely right.
What's that, sir?
Well, he did steal something. The gun case has been broken into.
Yes, sir. Anything missing?
A couple of revolvers.
Dun, 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 dun.
8:32 a.m. The crime lab crew arrived and went over the place.
So I love the sound of
Back
those
room, under a
trumpets.
pile of clothes, they found a 10-inch length of lead pipe.
Down a little
Dean
bit.
Bergman from Leighton Prince dusted the room, the safe in the store, and the lead pipe.
Right about
He came
there,
up with
like
several
that.
clean prints. He rolled the dead man's fingerprints, and then he took Armstrong's. Comparison with those he'd found eliminated all of them except a partial print on the safe. The coroner arrived and removed the body. Frank and I canvassed the neighborhood, but none of the people in the area had noticed anyone suspicious in the last few days. We called the office, and Sergeants Joe LaMonica and Howard Hudson came out to help us in the search of the vicinity. The axe found in the hands of the victim, Mark Williams, had stains on the blade. A closer check of the pawn shop showed that several articles other than the guns had been stolen. George Armstrong gave us a complete list of the missing property along with the serial numbers of the guns. 11:34 a.m. Frank and I checked back into the city hall. Frank, did you get the APBs out? Yeah. Notified the pawn shop detail. Any word from LaMonica and Hudson? No, not yet. At least there's nothing in the book there. I get it. Homicide Friday.
Homicide.
Oh, yeah, Joe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we haven't heard from him yet.
So when I answer the phone, I say,
No.
Art Room, this is Miss, and I
Where?
send my name.
Yeah.
So I should just say Art Room. Sound
Okay,
cool like these guys.
It's LaMonica. He and Hudson found a blood-stained shirt in an alley behind an apartment house a couple of blocks from a pawn shop. Yeah. Checked the apartment register, and they found a Wallace Holmes listed. Holmes? Yeah, LaMonica knows him. Yeah. Just served 6 months for violation of the Narcotics Act.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun,
12:02
dun,
p.m. We ran the name Wallace Holmes through R&I. He had a record dating back almost 10 years. He'd been arrested twice for violation of the State Health and Safety Code, and once on suspicion of 211 PC. We talked to the neighbors in the apartment building where he lived, but they told us that Holmes had been in bed with a bad cold for the past 3 days. Several of them had taken him food on occasion and stated positively that he could not have left the apartment. Bergman checked his fingerprints against those we'd found at the pawn shop. There was no make. A stakeout was placed on the building. 2:15 p.m. We checked with the crime lab to see if Ray Pinker had finished the tests on the physical evidence that he'd collected at the murder scene.
Looks like the lead pipe.
Can you tell us anything about the killer?
Nothing except his WMA.
How about the other bloodstains, Ray?
Test out type O. Victim's type B.
Well, figures that he managed to hit the killer with the axe then, huh?
Possible.
How about the shirt? Did you find anything on it?
We haven't finished the tests on the dust particles we found in the pocket yet. Precipitin test shows it's human blood. Haven't had a chance to group it yet.
How about any laundry markings? Anything there, Ray?
Just about to check it. Spread it out here. You want to get those lights, Frank?
Yeah.
Turn on this fluorescent.
It's so hard to see with all these feathers.
Yeah. Laundry marking here.
like RJ. Is that right? And there's a number there, too. And
769-02.
anything else, Ray?
No. Looks like that's about it.
Ah, I keep catching all these
What laundry
feathers.
would you know?
Yeah, I think so. Marking's the same type as Consolidated Central Laundry uses. Big place out on Pico. Handle cleaning for a lot of small neighborhood places in town. I can give you the address.
Okay, anything else?
I had a 15 neck and a 33 sleeve.
Average size, not much help, huh?
Maybe I can give you some more when I get through the dust particles in the pockets.
Yeah, okay. Wish we had a little more to go on.
Well, you got a piece of lead pipe, a stained shirt, and an axe that looks like it's been recently used.
Yeah.
They all connect somewhere along the line.
Yeah, all we gotta do is find out where.
Dun, dun, all they have to do is find out where. I love those little lines
Frank
that they
and I drove
have.
out to the Consolidated Central Laundry.
I've got
Talked to
something
the
really
manager,
dramatic
and he
to
looked
say.
through the files. He was able to tell us that the shirt had been laundered at a small cleaning place on South Hill. He gave us the address, and Frank and I drove over. We talked to the manager of the shop.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's our number, all right.
Yes, sir. Would it be possible for you to tell us who owns the shirt?
Yeah, I'll look it up in the book. Let's see, RJ 769-02.
That's right.
Let's see, 642. 98, 7. Yeah, here it is. John Dunlap, address out on 3rd Street. Say, what do you want to know about the shirt for? Dunlap done something?
Well, we're just conducting an investigation here.
Oh.
Wonder if you describe this Dunlap for us.
Oh, sure. I've known John for years. Been bringing his things in here for at least 8, maybe 9 years.
Could you give us a description of him, you think?
Yeah, Johnny's about my size, maybe 5'11". Weighs about 180.
How about his coloring?
Huh?
His coloring. Is he dark or light complected?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you'd say maybe sort of medium. Yeah, medium.
Does he have any marks or scars on him? Anything unusual about him?
Well, if you asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no.
How's that?
Well, up till this morning. Well, John came in this morning, and there was nothing that made him stand out up till then. He must have had an accident over the weekend, I guess.
I don't understand.
Came in this morning, his face was all scratched up.
Dun, 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 dun. He's all scratched up. Oh no! Foreshadowing to its core.
You are listening to Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action.
We like to give the facts about Chesterfield so you can be your
And
own judge.
there's the ad about
Chesterfield is the first
cigarettes.
and only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size.
Like,
Chesterfield is the
king
first and
size?
only
That's a
cigarette
thing?
to
I
tell
didn't
you
know that
what
was
it's
a
made
thing.
of. The world's best
Aren't those
tobaccos.
larges
Kept tasty
or
and fresh by pure and
call
costly
it king
moistening
though?
agents.
'Cause it's cooler.
The best that money can buy. And Chesterfield cigarette paper is of the highest purity.
Now, Chesterfield is the first cigarette to present this scientific evidence on the effects of smoking.
A medical specialist is making regular bi-monthly examinations of a group of people from various walks of life.
Alex caught on
45% of
fire.
this group have smoked
Chesterfield
for an
cigarettes.
average of over
Alex
10
caught on
years.
fire. How are you doing today?
After
Did you
8
already
months,
finish
The
streaming?
medical specialist
Why'd
reports
you
that he
stop?
observed no adverse effects on the nose, throat, and sinuses of the group from smoking
Winston.
Chesterfield. I'd say that means real mildness.
We
Either way
need
you
just
like
one
them,
more right here.
regular or king size, you'll find premium quality Chesterfield.
Yeah, one more
much
right
milder.
there. I love this music, this big band trumpet music. Love it.
Monday, 5:30 p.m. Frank and I ran the name John Dunlap through R&I. We found no record on anyone answering his description. Meantime, the stakeout
How did
of
your
Wallace
stream
Holmes'
go?
apartment where we found the
You just
bloodstained
got
shirt
done.
continued.
Gotta
Ray
go
Pinkman
again
finished
later.
the test on the shirt and found that most of the blood on
Alright.
it was type B. However, there were also small traces of type
I
O.
love playing Zelda
The
games,
tests on
but
the
not
dust particles found in the
a
pockets
few
of the shirt
hours.
netted us nothing.
Like you play for
6:15
long
p.m.,
times.
We drove out to the address
You'll-
given us by the
you'll
cleaning
stream
shop. It was a large
like a
apartment building. Dunlap was
speed
registered
run
in
and
a
stuff. I
penthouse.
don't do
We took
that.
the elevator up and rang the bell.
I enjoy the game in 2-hour to
Yeah.
4-hour
John
segments.
Dunlap.
That's right. What can I do for
I
you?
want to
Police
play
officer,
for at
would
least
talk
an
to you.
hour. I don't
Police,
like
what do you
playing
want
it
with me?
unless I have a
Just like
whole
to talk to
hour
you.
for the game.
Okay, come on in. You can see you caught me in the shower.
This is my partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
How do you do? Hi there, sir. Hey, mind if I go ahead and get dressed while we talk? I got a
It was
date.
pretty
I don't
metal.
wanna be too late.
No, it's all right. Go right ahead.
Come on in here.
Pretty Twilight.
What is it I can do for you, officers?
Well, I wonder if you could explain your movement Saturday night.
Saturday night?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's see. I played golf in the morning. Got back from the club about 6, I guess. Miserable game. 102. Lost $35.
So here's the little
Sure was on
owl.
Saturday.
We're adding
Just
more
a minute,
feathers
sir.
to this
You tell us
side.
what
Once I
clothes
have
you
the
want,
two
we'll get 'em
sides
for you.
down,
All right, hand me
we'll
that shirt there.
recreate the
one.
eyes. So these
Sure, miserable game Saturday.
are not what the
Free
eyes
for
are going to
almost
be. I
every
think I'm
grade.
going to make them
Well,
a bit smaller. Because that's supposed to be the sclera, and then they're going to be an iris and a pupil.
Can't wear store-made shirts. Next too long collar doesn't fit right.
Probably do
What'd you do after you got
pink
home
for
from
the
golf club?
iris.
Took a shower, then went out, had a date. Lousy game room the whole
Maybe
evening.
sparkle.
Sure. Well, after that crummy 102, I really played
Silvery
the 19th
sparkle.
hole, got pretty loaded. By the time
Another?
I got to Alice's, I was in a rare mood. Alice? Yeah, Alice Miller.
Then I saw this,
Anyway,
figured
I
I'd
was about
stop
half
by.
hour late.
Oh,
She was fit to
thank
be
you.
tied. We're supposed to have dinner out in Malibu. Took us about an hour to drive out there, and Alice kept getting mad as we
Lay
drove.
this down.
I guess I didn't help things out any. I was in a foul mood and didn't keep it to myself. Yeah. Well, by the time we got there, really going at it, silly thing, no sense to the argument at all, but it just kept building. Either one of you married? Yes, sir. My partner here is. Well, then he knows what I mean. Well, we didn't get down to the beach till about 8:30 or 9. We got out of the car.
I don't know
and
what
Alice
they
said she
mean.
wanted me to take her back home.
Arguing for no reason.
I told her we just
I
got
don't do
there.
that.
She said she didn't care, wanted to go home.
That looks good.
I
I like
told her
that
she wanted
row.
to leave, was okay with me, and I turned around to walk down to the house. It was pretty dark down there. Well, I walked right over the embankment. Must have fallen over about 6-7 feet. Didn't hurt myself much, but you can see I scratched up my face. Yeah, we can. Well, the long one, though, I guess it was worth it. How's that? Well, Alice was so scared she ran down to me, and the argument was all over. We went on into the house and had dinner. How long were we there? Oh, I guess until, maybe 2:30, 3 in the morning. Got to playing charades. Time just went. You happen to know what blood type you have? What?
Playing charades.
Your
The
blood
time just
You know what
went.
it is? Oh, I think it's A, but I'm not sure, though. You said you had your shirts made to order.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. Why? Can you
Yeah, that looks pretty darn intricate. Oh, thank you.
Wait a minute. I don't think I understand.
So it's for a baby's room. Babies like to touch things, so I figured if I made the feathers be able to flop up, that would be really fun for the baby to play with. And then this has a nice texture to it that's a little more rough and scratchy. And then the rest of it's really soft. So it's going to be mainly decorative, but the baby will be able to touch it and play with it. So once I finish these wings, I have to sew them to here. And then do the eyes, sew those down, and then sew the two halves together, stuff it, and I'll be done.
You talk to Harry? Yeah, that's his name.
Forgot the children.
I don't understand. Hey, wait a minute. Yes, sir? A couple of weeks ago, I gave a half a dozen shirts to the woman who comes in to clean up the place. She might know what happened. Let me call her and find out. I got her number here someplace. Yeah, here it is.
Okay. Now for this row.
If anybody knows, she would.
And I think just one more row under here, and we'll be set. Set for success.
Mrs. Lambert in, please? Yeah, thank you. Hello, Mrs. Lambert. This is John Dunlap. Oh, just fine. And you? That's good.
Jingo,
No,
it
I
has
just
been
wanted to know what you did with those
forever.
shirts you
How
took a
have you
couple weeks ago.
been? What has been going on with you?
Well, no, Mrs. Lambert, I did give them to you. I just want to know what you did with them. Uh-huh.
What have you been doing?
I see.
I'd be fired
Well,
so
can you give me the
fast if I
address?
had your job.
Just a minute.
Yeah,
You have pencil
I mean, I work with kids. I'm a
Thank you.
art teacher
Now go
for
ahead,
little
Mrs.
children.
Uh-huh.
You have to.
4-7?
There's literally laws that we have to
Alright,
follow.
thank
Oh, I have to
No,
read you
not
some of the
much.
laws.
Everything's all right. Yeah, well, thank you, Mrs.
Alex,
Yeah, I'll see you
you'll
then.
find this
Right,
really
bye.
funny. Hopefully, I
Real
think
cat,
so.
I thought I wanted the shirts
I think
back.
it's hilarious.
Just tell you what she did with them. Yeah, I said she sold them was.
Okay, so. Oh wait. There it is. All right, so it's 1872 rules for teachers. And there are rules for teachers. We have rules. We do. Teacher will fill lamps and clean chimney. Like, what? Women teachers who marry or engage in unseemly conduct will be dismissed. Like, I'm married, so as a married woman, I can't be a teacher. So says the law in 1872. Any teacher who smokes, uses liquor of any form, frequents pools or public halls, or gets shaved in a barber shop will give good reason to suspect his worth, integrity, and honesty. Like, what? What is that? Pools. What's another good one? After 10 hours in school, the teacher may spend the remaining time reading the Bible or other good books. Men teachers may take 2 evenings each week for courting purposes, or 2 evenings each week if they go to church regularly. Courting purposes. Yeah, so Those are just some of the crazy rules that teachers followed back then. Yeah. What even, right? Like, what? Crazy.
7:20 p.m. We drove over to talk to the cleaning woman.
Been good. Started school back up, so I've been busy on break. Dude, I feel you. I feel you, man. I've been so busy with work and school and stuff. It's so busy, but it's Thanksgiving week, so I have this week off. And I plan on streaming.
Frank and I checked out of the office and went.
I have not been able to stream. It feels like in so long. When I get home from work and I'm so tired, I just snuggle with my baby.
The dealer told us that he remembered the shirts. He said that he bought 5 of them and had only sold.
I'll literally just like get into bed and snuggle with him and put on an anime or something. Which the anime I was watching on Funimation is getting taken down. They've removed the videos, and I'm just like, no, I was in the middle of that anime. I have to find other means of watching it. Arrgh. Yeah, not to mention the baby. That's very tiring. Totally worth it, but very tiring.
2 days went by. We ran down all.
Luckily, he takes naps.
Thursday, July 8th, 8:30 a.m.
How's that going? It's wonderful. I love it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see pictures. Twitter, I don't do as many Twitter pictures of him. I do some, but not as many. And every so often on the Discord, I'll post something about him. Not too often. Your girlfriend uses Funimation? Nice. Your girlfriend is so... You and your girlfriend are so cute, Alex. Like, I love seeing the Instagrams. I think my favorite one was the crane game. I thought that was super cute. I was like, aww. That's adorable. With all those pointy things.
Harris remains sullen and uncooperative.
She's the anime nerd? Yeah, I love anime.
I guess so. Harris?
Manga, yes, please.
No thanks, man. You suit yourself. What do you want, Joe?
Do you watch with her? I got my husband into anime. He was not huge into it. Like, he watched Dragon Ball Z.
No, I told you.
But, like, I got him to watch Yu Yu Hakusho and other, like, Cowboy Bebop. Those classics.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, she's fun. Good. She should be fun. This is kind of a personal question. The whole vasectomy thing.
About what?
How was that? Just curious.
That's the way it looks. It looks wrong. Well, you figured for yourself, Harris.
I don't know if I don't know if it's reversible or not. I think those are. But like, was that difficult to do? Like, you go to surgery. Usually, you take a week to recover or something. Like when I had my baby, it took me a few days to recover because they had to cut me and rip him out. It was horrifying. 30 hours of labor. The hardest thing I've ever done. Totally worth it though. You've seen more anime in the time I've been with her than in your whole life. You can say that about my husband.
Roll up your sleeve.
What is there an anime that you did like?
You're a user.
From what I understand, it's permanent now. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, thank you for answering such a question.
When'd you last work?
That's very personal information.
A couple of weeks ago. Haven't worked since then.
My husband and I don't think we're ready to do something permanent like that.
Any idea where? No. You bought the stuff and you don't know where. What you want me to believe?
But I don't know that I'll have another kid just because it's so expensive. It's stupid expensive. One of my bills from the hospital, and I can have a ton of bills, okay? Over 10 different bills. But just one of them, before insurance, is over $50,000. I'm just like, what? How did I even spend that? How did people? How would anyone without insurance pay that? It's just blows my mind how ridiculous that is. I really dislike the American hospital thing. In each hospitals, they charge different prices for stuff. I think it should be a bit more standardized. Like, I could understand, different states might charge differently. Just because the materials might be more expensive to get them there, but come on.
The story you have just heard was true. The names were changed.
Oh, I missed the ending. I wasn't paying attention.
On November 15th, trial was held in the
Department 86, Superior Court of the State of
Oh, well,
California,
that's
in
okay.
and for the County of Los Angeles. In a moment, the results of that trial.
Now, here is our star, Jack Webb.
Thank you, George Fenneman. Friends, again,
I know mine
this
is
year,
permanent,
Chesterfield
but
has asked
absolutely
me to
worth
remind
it.
you
It
to see
sucks
your
pretty
own
bad.
neighborhood
It's
cigarette
basically
dealer
felt
first
like
about
getting
your
kicked
Christmas
in the
shopping
ball
problem.
7 times. Oh,
Among
I'm
many
sorry.
wonderful gift ideas,
That
is
hurts,
featuring the gift of
doesn't
the
it?
year,
I'm sorry to hear
Chesterfield
that.
Christmas carton. Now, to my way of thinking,
But
it's
I'm
the ideal
glad
gift
that
because
we have the
Chesterfield is only
technology
premium
and
quality cigarette
skills to
available
be
you
able to
shoppers
do
in
what you
both
want.
regular and king size. Either way, regular or king size, they're a wonderful smoke and they make fine Christmas gifts. Get them from your
Cigarette Christmas
premium
gifts.
quality Chesterfields.
Wow. Will I really have cut the
Harris
perfect
was tried
amount
and
of
convicted
feathers?
murder in the first degree. He was executed in the lethal gas chamber at the State Penitentiary, San Quentin, California.
I think that is these are perfect just where they are.
You have just heard
Perfect.
Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker, Los Angeles Police Department. Technical advisors Captain Jack Donahoe, Sergeant
Honestly, it's
Marty
probably
Wheeler,
one of the
Sergeant
best
Vance
decisions
Frazier.
ever made. We
Heard
don't
tonight were
need
Ben
my
Alexander,
spawn
Vic Rodman,
plaguing this
Olin
planet.
Soleil. Script by John Robinson. Music by Walter Schumann. Hal
Hey
Gibney
man, to
speaking.
each their own. I kind of wish it
Sound
was
off for Chesterfields. Either way you like
easier for people to do
regular
that if
or
they
king
wanted
size.
to do that. I
You'll
mean,
find
spaying and
premium
neutering your
quality Chesterfields
pets is
much milder.
very, very much encouraged. Why can't it be spaying and
Chesterfield has brought you
neutering
Dragnet transcribed
people
from Los
more
Angeles.
encouraged? I don't. Maybe that's a whole. It's a whole weird topic I probably should not get into.
Tonight it's more adventure with Barry Craig, confidential investigator on NBC.
NBC. Dude, the down. It's so much louder in modern TV. Like when I was growing up, NBC was. And that was so much more subtle.
Chesterfield.
What did I walk in on, Chico? Sorry.
The only cigarette in America
Sorry.
to give you premium quality in both regular and king
Alex
size.
is a cool guy, though. He
Dragnet.
is. I feel like you'd be really fun to go to a
Ladies and
theme
gentlemen,
park with, an
The
amusement
story
park.
you're about to hear is true.
Just because I saw
Names
that
have been
Instagram,
changed to
I
protect
feel like
the innocent.
you would be able to play the games really well, and it'd be fun to watch. I'm terrible at carnival games.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to homicide detail.
Ooh,
Get a
another
call that
homicide
the body
case.
of a man has been found in an alley. He's been strangled with his own necktie. The body has been robbed.
Your job?
There's no lead to the killer.
Solve it.
Your job, find him.
Your job, find him. Classic.
Thousands are changing to
The only
Chesterfield.
thing
both
that
regular and
the only thing is you're
because
awake
Chesterfield is the first and
during the
only
whole
cigarette
procedure.
to give you
Ooh,
premium
local
quality in
anesthesia.
both sizes.
You can't
That
feel the
means
pain, but you feel
king-size
all
Chesterfield
pressure.
contains
See, I
tobaccos of
got
better quality and higher price
I got the
than any other
epidural
king-size
for
cigarette.
the
It's
birth.
the same fine
It still
tobacco as
hurt
in
a
regular
lot,
Chesterfield.
like
And there's enough to give you
immensely.
more than a
The
1/5 longer smoke.
it took away the
Yes,
the
more than a 1/5
cramps,
longer smoke from king-size
but
Chesterfield.
So remember,
feeling the baby
Chesterfield
rip out
is
of
the
you
only
is
cigarette
still
to give
super
you premium
painful.
quality in both regular
They're like,
and
we can't
king
numb
size.
that
File
area.
either
I'm
way you
like,
like 'em. Premium quality
it
Chesterfield.
hurts so much.
And much milder.
So much. Dun, dun, dun.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles
And then
Police
I got extra
Department, you will travel
insurance.
step
You
by
call it
step on the side of
disability
the law through an
insurance.
actual case
And
transcribed
I was
from official
trying to
police
explain it to my
files.
sister. She's
From
like,
beginning to end,
you're
from crime to
accepting
punishment,
disability?
Dragnet
You're not.
is the
I'm like,
story of your
no.
police force in action.
I have extra insurance to cover if I can't be here. Like, because I knew I was having a kid. Like, that's what you do. She's pregnant right now. One of the elephants I made, that was for her. She didn't quite understand that whole disability insurance. She has her own business, so she's like self-employed. Do-do-do-do-do. Well, gotta go. Birth has to be intense. Yeah. Oh, well, GG. Birth has to be intense. Not gotta go. Thank you for the GGs on the birth. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, no, that was excruciating.
time last night. He's seeing things.
And people say like, oh, the next one won't be so bad. Like Medicaid? No, it's not like Medicaid. It's the disability is not like Medicaid. She's thinking it's like Medicaid. I'm like, no, it's different. It's a separate insurance that I pay into. Like I pay these people to, if I can't work for 2 weeks straight, they will write me a check and I can spend that money on whatever I want. So having a kid, they sent me like $2,000, which doesn't even cover the time that I was off. It cost me over $200 a day just to not be at work. They don't have maternity leave for teachers, so every day I'm not there, I have to pay the district, which seems really wrong to me. And I'm really upset. I'm really upset about that, but there's not really much I can do. Except maybe pay someone to go lobby at the Capitol or something. It's just wrong. Yeah, if I had paid maternity, I might be able to have another kid. Like, I could do that. It'd be pretty weird if I had to leave teaching just so I could have another kid. Hey, Tonic, good to see you. Long time no see. How are you?
We'll be in the stores around the street side there.
I think you're feeling more guilty than you should still.
What do you think, Joe? Well, I don't know. The way he's dressed there, good clothes, looked like he had money. Doesn't figure, does it? Yeah. What was he doing down here?
Dun, dun. Bum, bum, bum. The dramatic music, so
9:12
classic.
a.m. I called the office and 2 teams of men were sent out to help us canvass the area. Frank and I checked with the owner of a liquor store who was getting ready to open for business. He told us that he'd come in early
Frank
that
Smith,
morning to clean up
Joe
his store
Friday.
and that he'd taken a load of trash out into the alley at about 8:25 a.m. But at
Okay.
that time, he hadn't seen the body. He went on to say, however, that it was possible that it might have been there.
So one of the
just
hardest
didn't
parts
notice it.
about this is
9:26
making
a.m.
this
Sergeant J.
kind
Allen
of
from
symmetrical.
Captain Jones from the crime lab arrived and began collecting the
I
physical
can
evidence.
really tell
The
there needs
body
to be
and
a
the
layer
surrounding
right
area were
here.
photographed. Photographs were taken of the footprints that Officer Harper had found.
So close to being
They were
done.
compared with the shoes worn by the victim, but they didn't match. The coroner went through the dead man's pockets but found nothing. Everything had been removed, all his personal effects, if any. The crew from the crime lab went through the alley and found a wallet behind the garbage cans at the rear of the liquor store. There was no money in it, but other papers hadn't been disturbed. Driver's license, social security card, and several business cards in the wallet.
See, people carry their social security cards around back then.
Description on the license matched that of the victim.
I do not do that.
Comparison of the thumbprint on the driver's license with those taken from the body matched. McKinley's home address was listed as 970
Brittany J, yo,
Woodland Street
welcome.
in Hollywood. The coroner removed the
Welcome
body.
to the
10:52
stream.
a.m. Frank and I talked to
Sorry if I
Alex
misunderstand
Jones, the man
anything.
who had
Oh, no,
been in
you're
the alley
fine.
where the body had been
I'm
found.
sorry if I
We had him
misunderstand
take
things.
everything out of his pockets.
I also apologize for that.
We didn't say
Because
you
I
did.
will
All we
totally
wanna
do
know is
that,
what were you
too.
doing in that alley? I went there to get away. From what? People. You're no good. No good. You got a job?
I like that sound.
Yeah, I work. What do you do? Wash dishes sometimes. Pearl diver? No, no pearl diver.
Turn that a little bit more.
Bartender.
Okay.
I don't feel so good. You got anything to drink around?
So we just need one more layer.
Something cold. Feels like somebody's closed a valve in my head. It feels like it's gonna blow apart. There's something, anything, as long as it's cold. How about a Coke? Yeah, be fine. I'll get it for you.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
No, thanks. Mind if I go with you?
Oh yeah, that really completes it. And I think one more down here. Yes, one more down
been
here.
arrested, Alex? Yeah, a couple of times. Pick me up for being drunk. What's your real name, Alex? Stafford. Alex Stafford, that's true. Where you from? Kansas. What are you doing out here? Figured when I got out of the service, I'd come out here and go to work. Yeah? Got out here, spent a couple of days looking for a job, had my muster and out pay about $400. Figured I didn't have to go to work right away. Just a second.
Alright. How's Buddy doing? Buddy's good. He's asleep right now. It's his bedtime. Since it's winter, he goes to sleep a lot earlier and wakes up later. And it has been about a year since we've had Buddy. He has become part of the family. It's a true family with the little one now.
Tastes good. Feel better? That's fine. All right, let's go. Frank, see you back at the interrogation room.
Okay, Joe. Want to stop at the office, give the coroner's office a call? Yeah.
Buddy the
like
Bird.
I was telling you, I figured that I didn't have to come up with a job right away, so I started
Brittany J,
to
how are you
town.
doing today?
You know, try to find a place to work where I could maybe do some good.
What?
Where I could do some good. Where the tips would be good, you know, nice people. Well, I went around to the bars, talked to the bartenders, checking around. Each of the places I'd have a drink, you know, just to be sociable.
Yeah.
Wasn't long before my dough was gone.
Gotta
I was
go
flat
and get
broke.
drunk, looking for a
Kicked out
job.
of my room. Can't blame the landlady. She carried me for a couple of months. Finally said I had to go.
All right, go ahead. What'd you mean when you said that you were running away from people?
I got a job yesterday, washing dishes in a restaurant down on Spring. I worked like a dog. When I left last night, they paid me. I guess the boss knew I didn't have any money, no place to sleep. I started to find a bed. And then I got to thinking that a drink might make me sleep better. So I stopped at a
Guy
bar.
sounds like he has a drinking problem.
A couple more. I guess
Dan the
I'll sleep.
man, what are you doing here today? What is going on with you?
Where
How are
found the
you?
dead man, I sat down and I went to sleep again. When I woke up, I was walking out when a cop in the car stopped.
Dude, so Alex Confire and then Dan the Man, both awesome streamers. Definitely worth checking out, guys. They play some good games.
Not on McKinley.
Dan the Man, are people upset you're not playing Mario?
A couple of drunk arrests, that's all.
I told you,
Constantly.
didn't I tell you that, huh? I got nothing to hide. I
Should
didn't
be able
even
to
know the
play
man was
any
there.
game you want to play. You know, you're Trina sent me what? Sent that to me once. I finished. What? What are you talking about? Smiley face.
Well, I got a thing.
This is, I'm sending this owl. It's going to be sent to my sister-in-law. She had a baby, and I didn't even make her anything. I didn't send her a thing on her registry. So I'm making this little owl in the colors of the baby's room. Yeah, kind of. Odyssey got a lot of new content, so I've actually been enjoying it. Good. Goody goody. We want to enjoy what we're streaming. That's part of why we do this, right? I cannot wait to finish this owl because then I'm going to play some more Wind Waker. I want to play Banished, which if you don't know what Banished is, it's like this survival game. And they have a mod that makes it like you're the Pilgrims and there's Native Americans there. Because it's Thanksgiving week here in America. I thought that would be really fun. Kink! Nuh-uh, is Kink rating? No way!
1218.
What was Kink playing? Fear. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, so I want to play Banished during this week because I think that'd be great for Thanksgiving. Just because the story of the Pilgrims and Native Americans, they had to survive that first year without much help and all that good stuff. And then there's this new program. It's a secret. I'm not going to tell you guys yet. I'm trying to learn. It's like a physics kind of program. You can simulate physics. I'd like to make something really cool. He shall be here any second. Very good. Kinksters in the house. Come on in. Welcome, Raiders. It's Ska. Welcome. Spy Kid. Coffee Bird. These are some cute names. Ska makes me think of ska music. I like ska music. Me raid. Kink. Thank you for raiding. That's a very sweet. If you guys are wondering where we're listening to Dragnet, it is this old-time radio show of detectives solving crimes.
Why do you say you knew your husband was dead?
So, I really like this show. It's just a podcast I listen to for fun.
When he called last night, I knew.
What time
Alright, that's not that enough. Alright, so we have the two wings.
He was on his way home. It was his birthday.
So I have to sew it down without catching the feathers. That's going to be the trick. And then the ojos, the eyes.
Then he said he'd be right home. The children waited up.
Thanks for rating, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, thank you, Kink. Yeah, if you like it, like and subscribe. If not, that's okay. That's one of the beautiful things of the world. Things can be different, and that's okay. All right, so
Little bro got him an ashtray.
doing the
She picked it out by
wings
herself.
down.
On the table, too. Maybe you'll never get it now.
I wonder if we could call your family doctor.
Right about here, I think, is where I want them to sit.
I just can't believe it yet. But I know it's true. That's funny, isn't it? I know it's true, but I don't believe it. I know it's true.
What are you doing tonight, Rilla? Having a good time with arts and crafts? Yes. I'm making a little owl for my sister-in-law for her baby's room. And then I'll probably go watch some One Piece after this. Once I finish the owl, I'm going to be playing Wind Waker and Vanished throughout this week. Because it is Thanksgiving week, and as a school teacher, I get some time off for Thanksgiving. My district takes the whole week off. Fox of the Wind, welcome back. It is good to see you. Joe Friday was on Dragnet, I think. That's right. Joe Friday is the main character. That's right. Blazing Fire, thank you for following. Dude, Fox of the Wind, I'm so impressed that you know what Dragnet is. And welcome. How have you been? It's been quite a while since I've seen you. Fear Kronos, thank you for the thumbs up. Being creative, yes. That's right. What's better than something handmade or some $10 plushie? I think my handmade plushie will be so much better. Is there anyone in the raid that I missed? Brandy, Late Kink raid. Almost missed you. But like, listen to her voice. It's so soft and relaxing. But then there's the dun dun dun. Did she just call me Kronos? Oh, I think I did. That means time. You're Kratos? Fear Kratos? Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Handmade plushies clearly worn, worth $1,000. $2,000. Oh my goodness. If it was worth that, that would be amazing. It would be amazing to get that kind of money. So I'm gonna sew these guys down flat because I don't want them to see this side, which has a lot of stitching. This is gonna be tricky.
Night, police officer, Mr. Kennedy. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Sure, I ain't helped the police. Nothing that I've done, is it? No, sir. It's about Arthur McKinley. Did you get home last night? Wife called, seemed pretty upset. Nothing wrong, is there?
Was Mr. McKinley in here last night, sir?
Yeah, he was. Let's see. I guess it's about 6:45. Come in, got a case of beer, a couple of bottles of bourbon.
Was there anybody with him when he came in?
Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so I probably shouldn't move this guy to the side just so I don't accidentally stick him.
Oh, of course, that don't mean
Stick him up.
Well, even if there wasn't anything wrong with Arthur, you'd never know it. Always laughing, always had a joke. He had a great one last night, real funny.
Yeah.
He told the one about the two musicians that were walking down the railroad track, and one of them said to the other, "Boy, this is the longest stairway I ever been down."
Well, yes, sir.
And then the other musician said, "I don't mind that, but these low banisters are killing me." Low banisters.
Alright, so I have to sew the gray part without hitting the feathers.
Something happened to him?
He's been murdered, Mr. Kennedy.
Arthur McKinley? You sure?
Yes, sir. For sure.
How about that?
Only last night I saw him laughing away.
Sneaky, sneaky RFG bot, you sneaky fool.
You know who did it?
No, sir, not yet.
But let's go ahead and reward the raiders with some love.
Do you know anyone who might want to kill him?
There's some love for the
Anybody in the
raid.
neighborhood he had quarrels with? Any disagreements?
No, not I can think of.
Did it work?
Well, has there been anybody new, anybody you don't know
there it
hanging around
goes.
the neighborhood lately? Anybody who could have known about McKinley's carrying that money around with him?
Let me think. Yeah, come to think about it, there is a fella. Seen him around the last couple of days. Matter of fact, I saw him last night when I helped Arthur carry the beer out to the car. Sure, that's where I saw him.
Sir?
He was in the car with Arthur.
Bum, bum, bum.
February 10th, 3:50 p.m. We continued to question John Kennedy. He told us that when Arthur McKinley had left the liquor store, he had carried a case of beer out to the car for him. Kennedy said there was a man waiting in the car. The liquor store owner told us that he had seen the man in the neighborhood on several previous occasions, that the man had talked to most of the shopkeepers in the vicinity asking for odd jobs. Kennedy went on to say that he had hired him himself once to wash the front windows of the store. He gave us a complete description, and Frank called it into the office. A local and an APB were gotten out on him. Kennedy was unable to give us his name or tell us where the suspect might live. He agreed to go downtown to the city hall and look.
I think one of my favorite Dragnet episodes is when they they don't catch a criminal, but they help a young boy who is homeless.
Mrs. McKinley had recovered from the initial
They're like trying to find other kids that are doing graffiti, and they stumble across this one kid who is homeless. He's like living in a cave.
She gave us the description and license number, and we called it into the office. A broadcast was gotten out on it. We asked Mrs. McKinley to go with us to her husband's store, and she agreed. On a table in back of the store, we found 2 empty beer bottles and a couple of glasses. Leighton Prince was called, and they came out and lifted 2 sets of fingerprints from the bottles and the glasses. Crime Lab came out and photographed the place. There was no sign of a struggle, but there was evidence that there had been a party there the night before. We drove Mrs. McKinley back to her home, and at 8:13 p.m., Frank and I checked back into the city hall. Long day, huh, Joe? Yeah, I'm getting a little tired. What do you want to eat tonight? Doesn't make any difference. Go ahead. I'll get it. Homicide, Friday. Yeti. Mm-hmm. They did, huh? Who? Oh, let me get that. Yeah, I got it. Okay, thanks, Dean. Yeah, you bet.
So cute.
It was Bergman. I made the prints on that bottle and glass. Yeah. A fellow named Fred Gerard did time for armed robbery.
And then it comes in with a commercial.
The authentic story of your police force in action. We like to give you the facts about Chesterfield so you can be your own judge. Chesterfield is the first and only cigarette to give you premium quality
Chesterfield,
in both
best
regular
for you.
and king size. Chesterfield is the first and only cigarette to tell you what it's made of. The world's best tobaccos, kept tasty and fresh by pure and costly moistening agents. The best that money can buy.
Moistening
and Chesterfield
agents?
cigarette paper is of the highest purity. Now, Chesterfield is the first and only cigarette to present this scientific evidence on the effects of smoking. A medical specialist is making regular bi-monthly examinations of a group of people from various walks of life.
Oh, Buddy is whistling for some
45% of this
reason.
group have
He should
smoked
be asleep.
Chesterfields for an average of 10 years. He reports that he observed no adverse effects on the nose, throat,
No
and sinuses
adverse
of the
effects.
group
Like,
from
what
smoking
do you mean by
Chesterfield.
that?
Either way you like them, regular or king size, you'll find
Feels a little
premium
bit like a
quality
trap.
Chesterfields much milder.
Sunday, February 10th, 8:30 p.m. Frank and I pulled a package on Fred Gerard. He'd been arrested in 1942 on a charge of violation of 211 PC. He'd been convicted and had served 5 years in the penitentiary at San Quentin. We checked back with John Kennedy, the man who had seen Arthur McKinley leave the liquor store in the company of the man we figured to be the murderer. When we entered the mug room, he was talking to Sergeants Joe LaMonica and Danny Galindo. They told us that so far he had been unable to identify the man he had seen with McKinley. We showed him a mug shot of Gerard, and he positively identified it. Kennedy went on to say that as far as he was concerned, there could be no mistake, and that as far as he knew, Gerard was the last man seen with the victim before his death. McKinley's car had been found 2 blocks from the alley where we found the body.
That's
In
about,
the back of it, the
that's about
officers
even.
found the remainder of the case of beer and the 2 bottles
Just
of
double
bourbon.
checking.
Leighton Prince went
It's
out
holding
and
down
dusted
really
the
well.
car. They came up with one
Happy
good
with
set
that.
of prints other than the victim's. When these were checked, it was found that they matched the file copies of Gerard's fingerprints. 9:46 p.m. We drove out to the address listed in Gerard's package. His landlady showed us to his room. It was evident that he hadn't been in it the night before. Frank and I waited for him to return. 10 p.m. 11. 11:30.
What are you doing here?
You Fred Gerard?
Yeah, that's right. Who are you?
Police officers.
Oh, cops. What do you want with me?
You know a man named Arthur McKinley?
Why?
You know him?
Yeah, I know him. Anything wrong with that?
When'd you see him last?
Last night.
Where?
At his store. I came by about 6:15. We talked for a while, and then he closed his store. He said he had to get home for a birthday party, something like that. We went down the street to Kennedy's to get some beer, and then he went back to the store. I iced it a couple.
It's looking good on the back.
What time was that?
I guess about 8:30 or so. Had to meet a guy out in Santa Monica, so.
Looking pretty good.
You left McKinley at his store?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what's this all about? What do you give me problems for? I haven't done anything.
The guy sounds so hungover.
Right down here.
So
You
tired.
got no right to barge in here and tell me what to do. I'm clean.
Then you got no reason for not cooperating now, have you?
Well, I suppose not.
Then take everything out of your pockets.
Yeah.
keys.
Your money in your wallet?
Yeah.
How much you got?
I don't know. I have to count it.
All right, count it.
Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8. $8. I don't know. 6, 7, 8, 9, 92 cents. Canadian penny.
Was there anybody with McKinley and you when you were drinking?
No, just went in the back of the store to have a beer, a little talk. We got along pretty good. He used to hire me once in a while, clean up the store, sweep out, things like that.
Yeah. Was he feeling all right when you left him?
I guess so. I didn't ask him, but he didn't say anything about it. Just said he had to get home for a party. His wife would be hacked if he was late. Like I said, I left at 9:15. You might ask Stu Bennett. He might be able to tell you something.
Who's he?
Owns a little grocery just down the street from McKinley.
You say you might know about McKinley?
Yeah, he was there when I left. I was walking out when Mr. McKinley opened the door. Bennett was walking by. He said he had some things he wanted to talk to McKinley about. And when I left, Bennett went in the store. What's this all about anyway? Something happened, McKinley?
He's been murdered.
Dun, dun, dun.
No kidding.
Oh, no.
What a nice guy. You figured I did it, huh?
That's the way it looked.
Yeah. Well, I did some time. I won't try to con you. You probably know all about it anyway. I wouldn't kill anybody, though. I'm going straight. I've been working every day since I got out. I'll tell you, though.
Yeah.
You might talk to Stu Bennett. He was with him when I left.
Dun, dun.
Fred Gerard gave us a complete description of Stuart Bennett. We called the name into R&I, but he had no record. We checked Bennett's store and found a card on the front door that gave his home address. Frank and I drove out to his house. He lived in a new apartment development in the southwest section of town. Monday morning, 12:47 a.m. We rang the bell to his apartment.
Fox of the Wind, love that music. I love this music. The trump, like, bum, bum, bum. So good.
Who is it? Like to talk to you.
I love that music. The only thing I don't like is when they're real talking like quietly and then bum bum bum. What? It startled me. My goodness.
Well, what is it you want to talk to me about? You know a man named Arthur McKinley?
And sometimes at the end of an episode, that music will play on repeat, like dun 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 dun, like over and over.
I know it.
For a minute. And that's only happened like 2 or 3 episodes. There's several hundred episodes, so.
I came home last night after it happened.
It doesn't happen very often.
I thought about it. I thought I wanted to go and tell you about it. I knew that I'd done a terrible thing. Killed Arthur.
He admits it.
A human being. You gotta understand one thing, Mr. Friday.
What's that?
It's important to me. I'm not a vicious man.
Why'd you kill him?
I stopped last night to talk to him about all of us getting together as sort of a pool. Hiring Fred to sort of take care of all the stores. That's what I went to see him about. I thought it'd be nice to have someone to take care of the stores, you know, wash the windows, sweep up, and we'd all chip in and pay him. Sort of a pool, like I said.
Yeah.
We talked. Arthur wasn't too much in favor of the idea. Said he'd been thinking about giving Fred a regular job in the flower shop. Said things were real good with him. Thought he'd take on an assistant. Things were going real fine for him.
All right. You better get dressed. We'll go downtown.
After I killed him, I took him out of the store and put him in an alley.
Yeah?
I wanted
He's
to come
just
and tell
admitting
you.
it.
I went down to City Hall. I walked up the stairs on
The
Spring
station
Street.
is so
Yeah.
I was going to give myself up. I wanted to tell you about it.
What? What do you mean?
And then when I got there, the doors were closed. The sign said to use a Main Street entrance.
What do you mean by that
on
word?
the stairs. Sat there for a long time. I thought about telling somebody about what I'd done. And then I walked around by the police department. On the walk, it goes around. I looked into the window and saw the detectives. I wanted to go right in and tell them about it.
Anger?
All right.
Or excitement?
Let's go.
That should prove it to you.
What's that?
I'm not a vicious man.
Yeah, I guess it does bring excitement. I literally just Googled that word. It's like, I don't know what you mean by that.
The story you have just heard was true. The names were changed to protect the innocent. On June 5th, trial was held in Department 97, Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of Los Angeles. In a moment, the results of that trial.
Now, here is our star, Jack Webb.
Thank you, George Fenneman. Friends, remember now, Chesterfield is first to present this scientific evidence on the effects of smoking. A medical specialist
Should I
is making
put a
regular
little stuffing in the wing
examinations of a group
itself?
of people from various walks of life.
Or should I let it be
45%
flat?
of this group have
I think
smoked
it has
Chesterfield
enough.
for an average
Like,
of 10
it
years.
pops out enough
He reports
already.
that he observed no adverse
I don't think it
effects on the
needs
nose,
anything
throat,
else,
and sinuses
making
of
it
the group
even more
from smoking
poofy.
Chesterfield. Either way you like them, regular or king size, you'll find...
Every time they say any way you like it, regular or king size, I feel like they're going to say regular or al dente. Like it's going to be hot and spicy. Hot spicy cigarette? What? Of course not.
Stuart Carlisle Bennett was tried and found guilty of murder in the first degree. He is now serving his term in the state penitentiary, San Quentin, California. Murder in the first degree is punishable by death or by confinement in the state penitentiary for life.
This music. Dun, 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 dun. Just listen to that over and over again for a whole minute.
You have just heard Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker, Los Angeles Police Department. Technical advice.
Like on road trips, I'll be like, I have a 3-hour drive. I could probably listen to 6 or 7 of these Dragnets. Let me download these real quick.
Carolyn Jones, Herb Bykron.
And then I just, it's more entertaining. Maybe I'll start with some music and then I'll shift over to Dragnet once I get on the highway. Hope he's still not serving that. Well, it's life, so he should be. Till he's dead.
Chesterfield has brought you Dragnet transcribed from Los Angeles.
So they do homicide and narcotics mostly. And sometimes they'll do juvenile. The juvenile division.
Tonight, more adventure with Barry Craig, confidential investigator, on NBC.
That dum 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 sounds so different than the dun 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 I'm used to.
For Chesterfield.
So much more calming and relaxing.
The only cigarette in America to give you premium quality in both regular and king size, brings you Dragnet.
Like, do normal cigarette companies make regular and king size different? Or are they not supposed to be the same thing, just a different size?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Like, I don't think you needed to specify that, but
the
you did.
names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Bum, 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 bum.
You're a
Here's
detective
the scoop.
sergeant. You're assigned to narcotics detail.
Narcotics
You
this
get a
time.
report that high-grade heroin is being sold in your city. The key men in the operation are well hidden. You have no leads to their identity. Your job, stop
Find them. Oh, stop them. They just say find them, stop them, something like that.
These are
So
the reasons
classic.
thousands are changing to Chesterfield, and why you should change to Chesterfield today.
Only Chesterfield gives you scientific facts in support of smoking.
Only Chesterfield names its ingredients. Ingredients that give you the best possible smoke.
Only Chesterfield gives you premium quality in both regular and king size.
That means king-size Chesterfield contains tobacco of better quality and higher price than any other king-size cigarette. It's the same fine tobacco as in regular Chesterfield, and there's enough to give you more than a 1/5 longer smoke. Yes, more than a 1/5 longer smoke from king-size Chesterfield.
So remember, Chesterfield is the only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size.
Buy 'em
In
either
both
way you
regular
like.
and al
Premium
dente.
quality Chesterfield, and much milder.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
Let's do one more stitch just to be safe.
In Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of narcotics detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Kearney. My name's Friday. It was 9:37 a.m. when we got to the main jail. Felony section. Hi, John.
Friday, Smith. What do you want? Anderson, 302. Anderson, 302, interview.
How'd you feel
Alright.
this morning, John?
I don't know, I just checked in a while ago. I heard he gave the fellow
Like
some trouble
relaxing?
early this
Okay,
morning.
yeah.
Gets pretty rocky.
Hi, Anderson.
What do you guys want?
Want to talk to you.
Down this way, Anderson.
We got
Hope you
one
guys
wing
know I don't feel so
down.
good. Terrible night. I
Looks
hope
so
I never have to
good.
go to any
Okay.
more of 'em.
Yeah.
Now for this one.
You gonna do something about it?
What do you mean?
You're gonna get me out of here. Let me shove off.
You know better than that, Anderson.
Yeah. Should have known.
This one's a little
You
too
guys
close
don't
to the
care.
edge.
You just
I
don't
need to
know.
move
Right in here. Sit down.
You guys got to do something
Should be
for me, though. I can't take much more of it.
just on
Can't
the
you talk to the
edge.
doctor? Have him give me something. He's got it. Just a little bit. I tell you, I'm sick.
We'll have the doctor give you some medicine, Anderson. A couple things we want to check with you.
You know what I need. It ain't medicine. Can't we do this later? I tell you, I don't feel good. Can't you talk to the doctor?
Your book is Fred J. Anderson. That's your true name?
Yeah. Fred J. Anderson.
What's J stand for?
Have to know?
We do.
Jeremiah, my father's name.
Have any other names?
What do you mean?
You use any aliases?
No, none.
Any nicknames?
No.
Drive a car?
I want a long one.
Yeah. 49 Bushenberg.
Who holds the pink slip on it?
I did.
You own it outright?
Yeah, look, do we have to go through that whole thing? Can't you ask me later? You guys don't believe me, but you're going to find
Guys,
out when I kill
this guy
him.
needs a
You'll know
fix.
What color's the car?
Maroon.
You know the license number?
No.
Where have you lived before?
That
Gave the address
seems
of
about
10624
even.
Ivorine Avenue. That's
No,
in
this
your
needs to
Hollywood,
come
is
up
that
a bit
right?
more.
Yeah, that's
That's
where
wrong.
I live.
You belong to any lodges, anything like that?
No.
You ever in the armed services?
No.
No serial number, no branch.
Now, look, how about knocking this off? I'm getting tired of you guys leaning on me. You drag me in here, ask a lot of questions. I tell you I don't feel good. You don't believe me. Leave me alone. Let me go back
How about
to my
there?
cell. As soon as I feel
That
better, I'll
feels
answer
about
all
right.
your questions.
We got a job to do, Anderson.
It's
We
a very
didn't build
slight
this thing. You
change.
knew what had happened when you started. Now, what's your draft number?
I don't know.
Did you register?
Sure.
Draft card in your wallet?
Yeah.
And we can get it.
You married?
No, not.
You were, though, huh?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. It didn't work. Bud was too nosy. Always wanted to know what I was doing. Always asking questions.
Have any kids?
No.
What's your wife's name?
That looks good.
Adelaide.
How do you spell
Oh,
that?
wait. This is sticking out.
A-D-E-L-A-D-E. Adelaide Morton. Lousiest 2 years I ever spent.
Where's she live?
I don't know. Lost track.
Where did she live?
Same place up on Ivory, and I moved out when we got the divorce. I haven't seen her since. May still be there for all I know.
How about your nearest living relative?
Yeah, how about it?
Maybe you got things wrong, Anderson. You're booked in here on a narcotics charge. That's pretty serious. This isn't a game. The sooner you realize it, the better off you're going to be.
All right.
Nearest relative.
My brother lives in St. Paul. I don't know the address. I got it at home. We don't agree on a lot of things. I haven't seen him for a year or so.
What's his name?
Henry Alton Anderson.
Yeah, I
your
think that
nearest
looks
relative?
good.
That's what I said.
Anybody else?
No.
How about your friends? Who are they?
That's the line.
What?
That's where I stop answering these questions. You can maybe tie a bum wrap on me, but you ain't gonna get my friends mixed up in it. No, sir, that's where I draw the line.
All right, suit yourself, Anderson. We got a lot of time.
Got a cigarette, Joe?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anderson?
No.
Thanks. Yeah,
Why you have to know who my friends are?
for a lot of reasons.
I don't want to embarrass them, that's all. I don't want them to have to answer a lot of silly questions. You can see that, can't you? Can't you?
Yeah, Anderson, we don't need to embarrass anybody. We just thought it would help here.
Well, I won't tell you.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't feel well. I don't feel well at all. Not hooked anyway. You got no right to say that.
Look at your arm.
I wonder what the world would be
I-
like if narcotics
Sure,
were not
I tried this stuff
addictive
once or twice,
and
but that don't
like
mean I'm
that
hooked.
kind of bad
Not
way.
for Pops, that's all. Just a couple of times.
It's not the way your arm makes it
You
look. You've
know?
almost run out of places to put that needle, haven't you?
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was a couple
Sugar
more
wasn't
times than I thought.
All right, now, look,
addictive.
Anderson, I'm going to lay this out for you. We know there's a lot of
Like
H floating
that just
around.
wasn't a
Have been
thing.
for the past 3
Coffee,
months. It's high
caffeine wasn't
grade. We know that
addictive.
you and the bunch you work for aren't too choosy who you sell it to. Now, we want the names and where you're getting
What
the
would the
stuff.
world be like?
You say you're sick now. Wait a few more hours. Wait till your stomach starts to turn over. Wait
You
till
know, they
can't make your hands
say
do what you want
sugar
to. Wait
is
till your
more
head starts to
addictive
crack
than
open. You'll feel
cocaine.
different then. We can wait. Come on, let's take him back, Frank. Come on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
You gonna take me back to cell?
you called it.
I don't want to go back in.
Well, that's where you're going.
I don't want
You
to go
gonna
back.
call the doctor, tell him to take care of me?
He knows already. He'll do what he can.
I can't go that route. You know that. Iron Cure, I couldn't take it. It'd kill me.
You should have thought of that a long time ago.
Yeah, you can say that. You ain't got the habit. It's easy for you to say
Oh
that.
no,
You
I
don't know.
should have done
All
this on the
right,
other
let's go.
side.
No, I want you gotta do
And
this.
there's
I
a
told you we do
knot.
what we could.
That ain't enough.
It'll have to do.
I told you, help me out. Give me a hand, then I'll get over on your side. You know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
All right, tell us where you're getting the stuff.
Can't you help me out first?
The doctor will see you.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I get it
Where do
back
you want me to
through?
start?
Where do you get the stuff?
From a guy.
What's his name?
Paul.
Paul what?
I don't know what his last name is, just Paul.
Where do you meet him?
Hollywood.
That's a big place. Where in Hollywood?
Different places. Sometime the corner of Hollywood and Vine, sometimes at Highland. Once at Cherokee and Sunset, different place.
How do you know where?
He gets word to me.
How?
Guy tells me Paul wants to see me, that's all.
What's his Paul look like?
Big guy, real big.
What's he look like? How tall is he?
6'2", maybe 250.
What's his coloring?
Dark. Looks like he's just come back from the beach. Looks real tan. You guys are going to help me out, aren't you, after all I've done?
What color's his hair?
Black, curly black hair. How about it? You going to do me some good?
Any marks or scars on him?
Huh?
This Paul? Any marks or scars on him that'll make him easier to spot?
Yeah, he's got a scar across the bridge of his nose right here.
How old is he?
Oh, I guess about 38, maybe 40.
Drive a car, do you know?
Never saw one.
I don't think that not will be an issue.
Is he a user?
Let's see.
I don't think so. Maybe joy pops once in a while. I don't think he's on a steady, though.
He the boss?
Huh?
He the head man in the operation?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think
Yeah,
he's just
no
one of the
issue with
guys.
that. Not.
Where'd you meet
Keep
him?
going.
Bar downtown.
Were you introduced?
No, he just came up, started to talk to me. We got along, made a deal. I was around trying to make a buy, get a connection.
All right. I want you to look at some pictures. See if you can point this fellow Paul out for us.
Look, I done my part. I told you. Now you guys got a chit to pick up. When do I get to see the doctor? When are you going to fix me?
We'll talk to him.
That wasn't a deal.
We made no deals.
You said you'd give me a hand.
We will. The doctor will do everything he can for you. We can't promise you any more than that.
Not much.
That's the way it is.
Lousy deal. Everything's on your side. You know it and you sure ride it. Someday I'll learn it. Just don't pay.
Yeah, what's that?
Never scratch a cop's back.
10:46 a.m. We returned Fred Anderson to his cell and called a doctor.
This is
for him.
pretty long.
For the past 4.5
Risking
months,
knots.
an organized gang had been
Yeah,
selling
it's
high-grade
too long,
heroin.
but I mean,
The
I
law
wanted a
informants
little
were learning
long.
that the drug was being made available to anyone who could pay the price. When we tried to stop the activities of the gang, we found ourselves up one blind alley after another. None of the buys we arranged took place. Meets with the higher-ups failed to materialize. When Fred Anderson was picked up, the narcotics found in his person was of the same quality and type that was being pushed around town. 2:34 p.m. We picked up Anderson and took him to the city hall to look at the mug books. He failed to identify any of the pictures. We checked the description of Paul against the people known to have dealt in narcotics, but failed to come up with an identification. Anderson was returned to his cell and held pending trial for violation of the State Narcotics Act, a felony. 4:17 p.m. We checked back into Captain Kearney's office.
That's it, Skipper. Right back where we were 4 months ago.
Nothing
me.
at all on this Paul, huh?
Well, if there is, we haven't been able to find it.
You think Anderson's telling everything he knows about it?
Oh, I doubt it.
No, that description would fit 100 guys. You got any ideas of where we go from here?
Oh, yeah, maybe. It might not work, but it's someplace to start.
Let's hear it.
All right, can we take a look at the map over here?
Dun, dun,
From
dun.
the information we got, the main operation must be taking place someplace down around here, around the harbor area.
Yeah.
From what we hear, the stuff's there, all right. Problem is how to find a connection.
Well, maybe if we just lose a man down there, we thought. Put a man down there and let him work on his own. He might be able to come up with some answers.
Pretty risky, Joe. That's a rough place. I wonder if it'd be worth risking a man down there.
I don't think we got much of a choice.
Uh-huh.
Skipper.
No knots can stand
We
against
figured that
me.
Maybe if I went down there and let it get around that
Hey,
I wanted
Meme,
to make
good
a
to see you
buy,
today.
maybe they'd come to me.
Looking
Why you-
nice. I think it's
let me
looking
know.
really good,
I
actually.
thought that's where
I'm
we
really,
figured they
really
know you
pleased
down
with
there. You
this.
used to work that area.
You're not in any
When I
better
knew I wanted to
position,
do,
Joe.
when
I was
she
walking the
said
streets
she,
down there
she loves
tangled web.
owls,
They're not about to form any fan clubs.
the mom
Always tried every other way.
that this is
Informants
for, and
lead.
she like has
Every
owls,
person you
everything.
talk to,
I
still
knew I
stuff
wanted
keeps
to
coming in
do
being
some
sold.
kind of plushie
Where we sit,
similar
it's
to
like
this
one way to go.
pillow
All
that
right,
my friend gave me a long time
So
ago.
I figure maybe I'll check into some hotel down there, eating the places
But not
where
as
everybody
like
be seen
detailed
around
and
the bars,
colorful.
let
I
it
wanted
get
to
around
do
that
the
up here in
colors
San
that are in
Francisco
her
for me to
room,
buy.
and
See
I
what
feel
happens.
like
You know anything about
this
San
is
Francisco?
a brilliant
Well,
idea.
place
I like
where
it
spent
a
couple
lot.
years up there when I was in the Army.
I still don't like this
So,
idea of not being able
I'm really
to
happy with what's going on.
There's no other way.
Suppose so. How are we going to know how you're making out?
Well, I'll get word whenever I can, let you know before the buy, tell you where and when.
All right, Joe, you bought a piece of it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, you know, but take it easy. Don't make a target out of yourself. Remember, keep in touch with us.
Right, Skipper?
Let us know as much as you can, honey. Take it easy, huh, Joe? Don't want anything to happen to you.
Yeah, well, I'm on your side there.
Bum,
August
bum.
4th, 8:35.
We are listening to Dragnet right now.
Joe Arnold. After a final talk with Captain
It
Kearney,
is
I
an
went home,
old
got my car,
radio
left for
show
San Pedro.
that
6:42
his
p.m. I
crime
checked into a
dramas.
hotel on 6th Street. The hotel, according to the information we had obtained, was near the narcotics distribution center.
Very relaxing to
8:12
me.
p.m. I went next door to the bar.
Yeah?
Give me a beer, huh?
Eastern?
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, just listen to that background music in the bar. So good. Big band
That'll be
music.
30 cents.
Love it.
All right. There you go.
Thanks.
Not much doing, huh?
Nah, it's pretty early yet. It's a little frantic later. You're around here, aren't you?
Yeah, just down from San Francisco.
Nice town. I was up there a couple of years ago. Spent a
Sounds
week.
neat. I like to watch The Twilight Zone when it's on CBS app for free.
You know, if I could get a job,
Nice. My husband loves The Twilight Zone.
Hey,
I
slide down, huh?
like it. But I can't binge The Twilight Zone because it will give me nightmares. Some episodes are just too creepy for me.
Glasses. Seems like you never get them done.
I think my favorite episode is
Down here on business?
they don't show. Hey, HMW, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
And I'll look at that.
What's that?
I don't find radio relaxing. I usually only find music relaxing. This type of radio I find relaxing. Modern radio, I don't find relaxing. I don't like to listen to the radio. One, there's commercials, which I hate, and two, they're just like excited.
What? You know, when you fill out your income
But this
tax,
stuff is relaxing
how
to
you make
me.
your living. What do you put back?
But two, so the episode of the Twilight series, or not Twilight series, the Twilight Zone, where
Business you manage.
Mostly my own.
the camera never shows the face of the people until the very end of the episode, and like there's these people that have their face wrapped up and they had surgery to like make them look like everyone else, and they undo the mask and they look perfect, like perfect people, and they're like, no, I want to look like the other people, and everyone else has like their face all like all contorted, maybe is that the word I'm trying to say? But their faces are not like our faces, they're different. I thought that was really like, made me think.
Friday, August 27, 9:31 p.m.
All right, Joe, how goes the battle?
I'm moving around. That's about all I can say.
Hey, want a beer?
Yeah, fine.
Distorted, yes, you know what I mean. Read my brain. Well, a weird fun fact about me is I used to have like an issue with speech, like speaking certain words, like obnoxious. I used to say obnoxious. I couldn't say obnoxious without saying obnoxious. And in high school, like I got much better, but that word was really difficult for a long time. And in high school, one of my friends tried to get me to say it correctly. They're like, obnoxious. And I would say obnoxious. I say obnoxious. And I say obnoxious. And we'd go back and forth. And eventually my friend was like, obnoxious. Wait, you got me saying it wrong now. Oh man, that took a long time to get that word right. But once I finally said it right, I was like, yay, personal victory. HMW, how are you doing today? And me, tell me what is going on with you and your world.
Oh, hi, Joe. Sit down. Bring us another round.
Yeah, right away, Paul.
You know what you want? Make it snappy, huh?
Yeah, right away. Beer, Scotch, soda, and old-fashioned Irish whiskey.
Yeah, that's right. Leave the garbage out of the old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Here, sit down.
I've had an old-fashioned. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Jack Potter, you two
It's too much mint.
All right?
Yeah, he's from Frisco, too.
You are listening to
Good,
Dragnet,
busy
the
doing
authentic
nothing.
story
Dude,
of
I'm
your
busy
police
doing
force
everything.
Now, a report
Being a
every
mom,
smoker should hear.
working,
Only
it is
Chesterfield gives
so
you
busy.
scientific facts
Way
in
too busy.
support of smoking. First such report ever published about any cigarette. A responsible consulting
But,
organization
you know,
reports
I'm
a study
enjoying
by a
life.
competent medical specialist and staff on the effects of
You know,
smoking
trying to
Chesterfield.
live each day.
For 6 months,
do my best.
a group of men and women smoked only Chesterfield. 10 to 40 a day, their normal amount.
10 to 40 a
of the
day,
group
that's
have
a
smoked
lot.
Chesterfields from 1 to 30 years, for an average of 10 years each. At the beginning and end of the 6 months, each smoker was given a
I'm
thorough
working on a
examination,
project for
including
my
X-rays,
AP language
covering the
class. I don't have
sinuses,
any idea of
nose,
what to
ears,
do
and throat.
for
After a
it
thorough
though, so
examination
I'm
of
just
every
kind
member
of
this group,
winging it.
the medical
What's
specialist
the
stated,
criteria?
"It is my
What's the
opinion
rubric
that
for the
ears,
project?"
nose, throat, and accessory organs of all participating
I once had a
subjects
language
examined by
art
me
project,
were
and it was
not
something I'd
adversely
never done
affected in the
before. We
6
had
month
to create
period
a
by smoking the cigarettes
diagram
provided.
off of a
Of course,
book
these cigarettes were
and have a
Chesterfield.
paper about it.
Remember this report,
And the
buy
diagram, I was like, I have
Either
no
way
idea
you
what
like
to expect. I've never made a
regular
diagram
or king
before.
size.
And basically what the
Premium
teacher
quality
wanted was a
Chesterfield.
shoebox
And
of one of the
much milder.
scenes. Like you'd make a little scene of the scene that was in the book. I think we did The Hobbit was the book I did it on. And I was like, can you show me an example of a diagram and what that should look like? She was like,
This is
no.
done either by one officer
She didn't show me
training
what
an
it should
undercover
look like
man
or what it
by
could
phone
look
calls to
like.
a fellow officer at appointed times.
And I was very frustrated
Rarely
with
does
that.
the working detective put himself in the position where he
Because
doesn't have constant
reading and
contact
writing
with
has
the men he
always been a
works with.
struggle for me.
However, in this instance, it appeared to be the only way information and evidence could be obtained. Friday, August 27th, 10:46 p.m. The bartender brought the drinks. Paul Ginter and Jack Potter started asking the questions.
From Frisco, huh?
Yeah, San Francisco.
Jack and I do some business together in real estate.
That's so.
Here you're in the management business.
Bartender talks a lot, don't he?
He knows who to talk to.
I get
Tells
to
me you're
go
down
to
here on
bed.
business.
Oh, I better get to
Where you
bed.
live up north?
Gotta get up early for work. Have fun with that. I will.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping
Hey,
by,
finished
Fox
that
the
work
Wind.
they
It's
were
really
doing
good to
at
see you. It
Third
feels like
Market?
it's been a
What's
really
that?
long time.
The construction they were
I think
doing
that's
at
just
Third
because I haven't
Market.
been able to
Yeah,
stream a lot
downstairs.
lately.
Yeah, they got
If
it
you want to
finished
see
on
the
Third
finished
Market.
product of
Now, what's this
this,
all
I will
about? Ginter? What are you
definitely
trying to prove?
Instagram
You got
and
any
tweet
questions to
it
ask about me? Ask me.
later
Don't ask the boy to do it
today.
here. You want to check up on me? Talk to somebody who's
I'll
in
probably
San
post
Francisco
something
now.
in the Discord
Have
as
them check
well.
around. It's all
So
there. I got no
if you're on
worries.
any of those,
You two get tired of playing games.
or
let me know.
you can just
I got no
search the
time
video
for 'em now.
later
See you around.
and
Sit
you'll
down
see
now.
the finished product then. There's no real rubric. No,
I'll read it any way
there
you
should
want
be a rubric.
Say
That's
you want to do business,
I'll
knock
stop you
your
there,
boy.
me.
We gotta be
There's
sure.
got to be a
Can't take any
rubric.
chances. Cops
It's
down
not
and find out.
fair
Can't
to
let that
grade someone without a
If you're ready to
rubric.
talk a deal, let's get
That's
to
just
it.
wrong. That's wrong.
You figure to do this business in Frisco?
San
I just
Francisco, yeah, that's right.
make
You're
a
right.
poster
You're
about
fine. That
shadows,
town's starting to drum.
about
Nobody can get
shadow,
under the lid. Now, you look, I don't ask you what
persona,
you did your real
and
estate. Don't tell me how to manage my business. I want to make an
and
investment for a client. I got 10
something.
grand. That'll
It's
buy a whole
a
tract of your
personal.
lots. Now, are they for sale or not? It's that simple.
Well, now you're in kind of a hurry, ain't you?
I've been here for 3 weeks. I don't want to spend any more time than I have to.
Psychology
When
that
can
you're
I make
supposed
the
to
buy?
draw
Tell you what,
stuff
let's take
for,
a
but
tour
I
of
don't
the
know
town.
what to
Meet some
draw.
friends of mine, then we can talk about it. No need to be
Man,
in
I
a
don't know
hurry.
about
I gotta see it
that.
first. I want to make
I
sure
mean, I
it's
know
seen
about
stuff
drawing,
like
but I don't know about
Where'd you
drawing
hear?
that
Few
stuff.
rumbles
I don't
around.
know.
High-grade stuff. That's what I want.
Let's go.
Can't you call this friend? I don't want to go traipsing all over town.
He moves around. Sometimes he's kind of hard to find. Besides, serves two purposes.
What's that?
Give you a chance to meet some people. Once you get to know the town, you won't be in such a hurry to get away.
There's just one thing. Maybe I won't like your friends.
More important,
Yeah.
maybe they won't like you.
Dun dun dun.
For the next 3 hours, Ginter, Potter, and I visited almost every bar, nightclub, and coffee stand in the area. At each of the places, Ginter would ask for a man named Ainley. When he was told that Ainley wasn't in, we'd sit and have a drink. Ginter would call as many people as he knew over to the table, introduce them to me, and then before we left, he'd hold a conference with them at their tables. At several of the places, I saw men who I knew were
Should I
involved
add
in the
another
narcotics
feather
trade, but none of them happened to be close to Ginter.
right here?
It was obvious what Ginter was trying to do. He was checking me with the people in the business to see if any of them could recognize me or could give them any information about me. Saturday morning, August 28th.
I kind of think I should put a feather right
We
there.
stopped for breakfast.
Hey, you want some sugar?
No,
I'm sure I
think
could
it's fine.
fit it in.
How about you, Jack? Yeah, thanks.
Let's finish this first, and we'll go from there.
Looks like it might have been a wild goose chase, huh? I don't know
Mark it
where
down.
else it could be.
Why don't you come off of this, Skinner?
Now, what do you mean?
I'm not a new boy. You're about as subtle as a bulldozer. What's the scoop here? Your friends tell you anything about me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just looking for Ainley. It's as phony as that look you got on your face now. How about it? Do I make the buy or don't I?
All right, you make the buy.
When?
You got the money?
I'll have it when the buy comes off.
10,000.
That's right.
Okay, pick up the stuff tomorrow.
Haha, I passed 2 English teachers are very against
4:30
rubrics
a.m.
because they
Get her
say
outlining
they
the
are
plans for the buy.
restrictive.
At
Yeah, they are
7:30 that
restricting.
night, I was to meet him on the corner of Lebanon and
They
Spring
give you
Street.
2 ways. They're like, here are the barriers or borders,
5:29
or
a.m. I drove back to
like,
Los Angeles. I put
do
in a
something
call to
within these
Frank
2
Smith,
walls.
who's home,
This
and
is the
filled me in
rubric.
on the
Go.
developments.
Like,
It was arranged for me to be spotted when I got to the corner.
my teacher
and
last
then
year was
to be
just like,
followed until the
impress
buy
me.
was made.
Whatever we
At that time,
had a
Frank and the
project
other officer
with.
working with him would move in and take care of Ainley.
That's
I told
just
Frank
not
that I'd leave my
cool,
car at the corner of
teacher.
6th and Spring at noon that day.
Like, I
At
tell
that time,
students
he
when
would
I'm
place a
teaching
briefcase
a
on the back seat of the
project,
car. In the briefcase
I
would
will
be
say,
packages of
if you do
cotton and
this,
paper
you
with
will
a few
succeed.
$10
This is
bills
what you have to do
attached to each stack on the
to
outside.
succeed. If you want to do something
checked the
different,
hotel down on
who am I to
Fifth and got
stop
some
you
sleep.
from being,
7:30 p.m. August
from
28th,
not
I was at the corner of
expressing your
Spring and
creative side? And
I'll
always
Where do we
they
go?
pass.
You got the
Like,
money?
if you're going
Where's Keith?
to
Where's
do
your car?
something
Lot
that's a
around the
little
corner.
different,
We have to
I'm
drive to
okay
meet.
with that.
Yeah, come on.
That's
this way.
fine. Like,
My
we
car's
did
around the
a
corner. Don't worry
Chinese
about
dragon
that.
project where we made
All right, no
puppets,
problem.
Makes
this
it
little
nice.
puppet dragon out of paper,
Wanna slide it inside
and you got to
quicker?
decorate it, and we spent a lot of time on it. And this one kid wanted to do
Where do we have to go?
a,
Not far.
it was a Charizard Mega
How come we didn't make the
Evolution.
deal with
It was the
Pedro?
black one.
Maybe
I
likes
don't
to do the
remember
big
if
business.
that's X or Y. But they wanted to do that, and they wanted to do like a 3 sculpture, and I was like, dude, go for it. Go for it. Who am I to stop you from doing? If you have your mind set on something and your heart set on something, go for it. I'm not going to stop you from being creative. Or like, we just did this pixel art project. Well, I showed up a picture of like really simple pixel art. I did a picture of just different color squares. I did a picture of like a gradient of colored squares, like in a rainbow. And I said, like, if you don't want to put any thought into this is okay. This is all you have to do. Color in these squares different colors. But if you want to do a picture, I encourage you to do that. Here are some examples. And I had like 12 different examples of simple pictures that they could do. And I said, you don't have to do anything that's up here. You just got to color in squares different colors.
Sure, this is the same stuff that I heard about. You'll see.
And I had kids doing really creative stuff. I had kids doing like their names in pixel art. They did. I mean, I Instagrammed a bunch of their projects because they were just so cool. I had to share them.
Come in.
I was really proud of my students.
Mr. Genner, this the young man?
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Arnold, Mr. Ainley.
How are you?
You have the money, young man?
Yeah, it's in here. You got the stuff?
I have, here in this case.
Looks like a doctor's bag.
It's a good place to carry it. Doctor's bag. Here, open a bindle yourself. High grade, best we can get.
Yeah, looks all right.
Fine. Now, if we could have the money.
Here you are. Well, if it's all right with you, I'll get out of here now.
We'd like you to wait until we count the money.
It's all there.
I don't doubt it, young man, but just to make sure so there'll be no repercussions later, you understand? Everything looks in order. What are you trying to pull?
What do you mean?
What is this, Getter?
What's the matter?
There's nothing but paper, plain newspaper.
All right, Arnold, make a move or kill you.
See.
Whoa. Just got really serious.
What are you trying to pull?
All right, you're under arrest, both of you.
Cop, lousy cop.
That's right.
You got the shoe on the wrong foot, cop. I'm telling you what to do.
There's men all through this building. You won't make the front door.
How about it, Mr. Ainley?
Let's take him down to Pedro. We can get rid of him there. Be better.
How about the rest of them?
He's bluffing. You made sure you weren't followed, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you or didn't you?
Yeah.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Let's go.
You heard him, Arnold. Whatever your name is.
He's bluffing.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's in trouble. For the shadow, which I
Not too fast.
suppress memories and such, I think
I'm parked out front.
Good.
I'm thinking about censored curse words because I was bullied when I was younger.
You won't make
That
it.
had a pretty significant impact on me, but I'm not sure. Dude, that would be impressive to talk about that.
All right. Now
I'm sorry you're bullied. I feel like everyone in a way is bullied in some form or fashion.
You all right, Friday? Yeah, fine. Watch that guy, Frank.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
You're not going anyplace.
My sister was bullied a lot, and I was talking to her about, you know, how everyone's bullied. She got really offended, and I was like, you know, I'm not trying to make what you experienced any less important. I'm just trying to say that bullies are also bullied, is the point I was trying to make to her.
What do you mean? They keep lying right up
How you make a bully is
How's that?
you bully them. You bully a kid, and then that kid turns into a bully sometimes.
When you were tailing us. Shouldn't be any argument, Joe. We lost you.
Not always, but that's often how it happens. And I think a really good explanation of my thought on that is done really well, portrayed really well by a comedic artist, Key and Peele. Those guys they're on Comedy Central. I want you to YouTube search Key and Peele bullying, and they have a really great video. It's funny because they're comedians, but it's also like it's a serious topic, and you guys really portrayed that really well. Because the bully in that comedy sketch, like the dad comes to pick him up, and you can clearly see like his dad bullies him, and that's why that like stems from his bullying.
In support of smoking. I believe
you should definitely check that out. If any of you were bullied, I would definitely check out the Key and Peele's bully video. That might just help show a little perspective on it. As a student, or as a teacher, with students, I have to constantly tell myself, like, I have the power to, and I have all these different things that I can do as a teacher. And I need to choose to not abuse the power, and to be calm, not yell at students, all that. Like the other day I had students, they were supposed to be finishing up their project, but they instead crumpled up their project and was throwing it back and forth at their table. Yeah, that's really frustrating when I give you nice paper to do
Plus,
a
the
nice
growing
project,
public
and you
interest in
crumple it up
education
and
improvements in schools
throw it across the
make
room,
elementary school teaching
all right,
a
not the
more
room, the
rewarding
table
career than ever.
with each other
A career
and
that
play
high
a
school
game.
and
Like,
college students should certainly
no, this
consider.
is art time. You're
Education
going to do art
holds
right now.
America's future.
And
Perhaps
instead
your
of
future.
yelling at them or getting upset, I looked at them and I said, all right, I need you three to go sit over there at the carpet area. I'm going to come talk to you in a little bit. And when I was calm, I went over there and I was like, thank you for being patient. I was too upset to talk to you without yelling. And I do not want to yell at you. And then we calmly talked about why that's not okay and how uncool that was of them. It's crazy how students will want to just crumple up their paper and say, I made a mistake, crumple it up, and like, I want to start over. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you another paper.
Sound off for Chesterfields.
And
Either way you like 'em, regular or king
like,
size.
there's times where I'm like, I will give you another paper, but you have to let me turn this into a work of art. And I'll take their paper and I'll make it an awesome work of art, and they'll be like, I love that. I wish I did that. I'm like, well, I'm a trade artist, so it's easier for me to do it, to turn something that looks like it was a mistake. But I really talk about like how every mistake is an opportunity to be creative, and just encourage them to not give up on their artwork. And some kids, they really get that. They really get the, like, oh, I made a mistake, but you know, I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to keep trying. And then later and I'll check on them and they'll be like, yeah, this turned in, I made this into this part of it. So it turned out really nice. I'm so proud of you. It's so awesome. You didn't give up.
Heard tonight were Ben Alexander, June Whitley, Peter Leeds. Script by John Robinson. Music by Walter Schumann. Hal Gibney speaking.
Sound off for Chesterfields. Either way you like 'em, regular or king size, Chesterfield gives you the best possible smoke. Much milder Chesterfield.
Oh my goodness, I can hear my baby and my husband talking to each other. And by talking, I mean they're going, she's making sounds. It's really important to do that.
Sound off for Chesterfield.
My elementary school art teacher always said that if you make a mistake, then you have to work with it. And not to mention it with, not to mention it will only make it more unique and it helps you be more creative. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story
inspired you a lot.
here is true.
Yeah, I've had a couple students come back now that they're in middle school or high school and come back and be like, I miss you. How are you? They're so cool.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to homicide
like
detail.
that's just so cool. It
You
blows
receive
my
a
mind
call
that
a
he
fatal
would come
accident
back to
occurred
say
in a
hi.
Hollywood motion picture studio. Your job?
I could be like, oh my gosh, you have braces. I had a baby. How are you? And they'll be like, oh my goodness, let me see a picture of your baby. It's just so much fun.
Press have had to say about king-size Chesterfield.
U.S. Tobacco Journal. Atlanta, Georgia. Chesterfield King Size is going strong. One jobber reordered twice this week, in addition to his regular order.
And the Herald Tribune reported, king size is a sellout. Extra supplies of Chesterfields rush to dealers here.
The reason for king-size Chesterfield's amazing success is this. All king-size cigarettes give you quantity, but only Chesterfield King Size gives you quantity plus quality. Premium quality.
That means Chesterfield King Size contains tobaccos of better quality and higher price than any other king-size cigarette. The same fine tobacco as in regular Chesterfield. Enough more of this tobacco to give you more than a 1/5 longer smoke.
Alright, so I wanted to add this feather over here. Do I want to add any over this side?
And king size.
Buy them either way you like them. Chesterfield gives
Add
you
another
the
right
best
here.
possible smoke. Much milder.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next
I
30
don't think
minutes,
it's
in
needed,
cooperation
but I
with
think
the
that
Los
would
Angeles
add
Police
a bit to
Department,
it. I think that
you'll
would look
travel
nice.
step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment.
Anything else? Yeah, I
Dragnet
definitely
is
want
the
that
story
one.
of your police force in action.
We could put.
It was Friday, August 5th. It was warm in Los Angeles. We were
Right here,
working
another
day
one right
watch
here,
on a homicide
I think.
detail. My partner is Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Warman. My name's Friday. It was 2:25 p.m. when we got to the Winton Picture Studios. Stage 2.
Better check the guard over there.
Yeah.
Yes, help you?
Police officers, about the accident, where do we find Mr. Adams?
Oh, yeah, I said look for you. Let's see, I saw him around here a minute ago. Oh, there he is, over there by that office set. See him, the one in the blue suit?
One with the gray hair?
Yeah, that's him.
Thank you very much.
I know, you can check with the office. If they can come up with
Man,
I'll go
this
for
has
it.
been
All I
a lot
know
of
is
fun
that
working on this
I have
one.
turkey finished.
I like the birds. I like my first elephant.
Yes, Gerald
I'm
Adams, right.
not a
Police
big a
officers.
fan of the second elephant. I just that
Oh,
style is
yeah.
just too new.
Friday, huh?
Yes, sir, it's my partner.
How's
Frank
the baby
Smith.
Archie? He's good, playing with Daddy right
How much
now.
you know about this?
Well, Dr.
I think Daddy's watching football or something.
Henry Wilson had an accident, is that right?
Yeah.
He's watching something I'm not a big,
Well, wonder if we
not
could
really
see where the
interested in
accident
playing,
happened.
watching.
Sure, over in stage 1, just across the way. Hold on a minute, will you? I'd like to talk to Sam for a minute, try to get things organized here, get things moving.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Just wait here, I'll be right back.
Okay. Quite a place, huh, Joe? Yeah, a lot of room. It's a big stage, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, all this, the average person doesn't stop and think about it.
What's that?
You know, a fella lays out 85 cents to see a movie. Never thinks about all the people, all the equipment that goes into making it possible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Terrible thing. We're 12 days behind schedule now. This will probably knock a couple more days off. Exec's gonna scream like an eagle when he sees what this opus is costing. Here, right through the story.
Right.
One's right over there.
Yes, sir. Wonder if you'd mind filling us in on this thing.
Yeah, sure. What can I do to help?
Well, if you can tell us how the body was found, who found it, how the accident occurred.
Well, as near as I can figure, it must have happened about 12:10, 12:15. Crew had broken for lunch. Most of them were over at the commissary. I came down from the office and wanted to talk to Henry about tomorrow's schedule.
Baby's really good. I think I just posted a little video of him smiling.
So I went ahead and had lunch.
He has this little cute onesie that has like a little hoodie hood on it and little hoodie like pockets right here. And I put my husband's phone all the way through it and pretended like my baby was my new phone case. It's pretty cute.
Called his pulse, found out he was still alive. That's when I had the ambulance called. Here we are. Good idea.
Thank you.
Over here by the house set. Yeah. At the time those big doors were open, the green men were putting in the shrubbery here. After I found out about the accident, I had the doors closed so people wouldn't be roaming in and out.
Are the doors usually left open?
Usually are when there's no shooting on the stage. When we're using it, they're closed. Now, right here's where he was found. You can see the lamp, but the sun arc must have hit him right about here.
One more feather and we'll be done with these feathers.
Is that where the lamp fell from, up there?
Yeah. Yeah, there you can see on the scaffolding where it was. Between the babies, there's space there.
Who puts the lamps up there?
Well, it's in the gaffer's department. He's in charge of it.
Wonder if we could talk to him.
Yeah, sure. He's over on 2. I'll call him.
Thank you.
Big lamp, huh?
Sure smashed up in it.
Gee, that thing must weigh a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, look up there. It's quite a drop. Figure it's about 40 feet up there. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that anyway. He's on his way over.
What's your position here, Mr. Adams?
I'm production supervisor, unit manager. A lot of names for it. I try to take care of the running of the company as far as this one picture is concerned, make out the budgets, work on the schedule, the director, things like that. Really hard to say just what my job is, so I do a little of everything.
Yes, sir.
You're fellas from homicide.
Yes, sir, that's right.
You think that there's something wrong here? Maybe Henry's accident wasn't an accident or something?
Well, it's just that in any death where there isn't a doctor in attendance at the time of death, we have to look into it. It's just routine.
I thought for a minute you might think there was something fishy about this. That's all we need. Have murder on the set. Might as well fold up. Oh, hi, Jerry. You want to see me? Yeah, Dick, these officers like to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
This is Mr. Friday, Mr. Smith, Dick Patterson, our gap.
How are you?
Hi, Mr. Patterson. What do you want to know?
Well, Mr. Adams here tells us that you were in charge of installing those lamps. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Are you trying to say I had anything to do with causing Henry's death?
Oh, no, sir. We didn't say that.
Well, then what are you saying?
Well, we're just trying to get the facts straight.
No need to get upset. Well, what are you talking about? These cops come in here and try to make out I didn't put those lamps in right? That's not what they said. Well, don't you think I feel bad enough? Henry was a good friend of mine. We've been together a long time. I don't know how the lamp got
his
loose.
friend died.
Wonder if we could look at its mounting.
Sure. I've wanted to get up there anyway, look at it myself. Jerry here said not to touch anything till you guys got here.
Okay, how do we get up there?
There's a ladder back here at the rear of the stage.
Going to the catwalk,
I
huh?
can't understand it, Mr. Friday. I've been hanging last for a long time. It's going on 20 years. First time anything like this ever happened. Oh, here it is, just going up.
Okay.
Hey, watch your step. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So the wings are attached.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get there down
Down
this
for the
way.
eyes.
They use these walks to
Oh
hang
yeah,
lights on?
I'm real happy with
Yeah,
these.
you gotta be awfully careful though. Watch your step, it's a long way down.
Yeah.
Once in a while, if you want a real high shot of the scene, we lift the camera up here. Mostly though, it's used just for lights. Here it is.
I'm gonna make this a
You
little
can see there
smaller.
where the light was.
Yes, sir. I'll appreciate it if you didn't touch anything.
So you see how I hold my scissors straight and I rotate this?
Base of the lamp went through this hole there, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
So I get a nice,
Yeah, look at the one over there, same way.
nice cut.
Yeah.
It's
Do you have anything
me.
else securing the lights once they're tied down?
No, sir. Once they're in place, the weight of the thing itself will hold it.
And then I want to use a little more pink.
It could. It doesn't look like the wood is chipped, does it?
No, these scaffolds are pretty new. This stage hasn't been up more than a year.
Well, from what you see,
It's been a
Mr.
good week so
Patterson,
far. I
figure
hope
out how the
it's
lamp might
the
have
same for you. My
fallen.
friend's
Could have broken
cat's
loose.
been missing for
I'll
a week,
tell you,
and
Officer Bob,
she
that's my best
was
boy. Bob and I
returning
were
yesterday.
over here last night checking the lights on the
She's
set. I didn't
skinnier,
actually
but
get up
she's
here myself,
okay.
but Bob did. He's a good boy. He's been around a long
That's
time.
sad.
Doesn't
Does
make
she have any
mistakes like this.
scratches?
He secured this lamp himself.
My
I know
friend
it's right.
recently lost her
Well, have you got
cat,
any idea how it might have fallen?
and
None at
her
all.
cat never came back.
I don't think it did.
She posted so many
I don't think it did
posts
fall.
on
I think it was
Facebook
dropped.
about her cat missing. Has anyone seen her cat? There's a reward for her cat. It's so
3:15
sad.
p.m.
She never
Frank and I
found her
went back to
cat.
Stage 2.
We don't know what
talked to Bob
happened.
Murphy, the best boy, and got the same story from him. He said that he'd secured the lamp and positioned himself, and that as far as he was
My
concerned,
family
it
had a
could not
cat
have
that
fallen.
went missing.
He
Never
agreed with
came
Dick
back.
Patterson that the lamp
Matthew
must have been removed
Glass.
from its place
Thank you
and either
for
dropped or was
subscribing,
thrown
it
at
says.
Wilson.
Thank you.
At this
Thank you for
point, there was
being
the
here.
possibility that the death was not an accident. We asked the
And
unit manager to
then
assign one of the studio police to
I
guard the scene of the
need-
accident, and then we called the crime lab.
I don't know what
Dean
color
Bergman
to
left
use.
several clean
Go
prints
back
from
to
the
dark
broken
gray. I
lens of
kind
the
of use
lamp.
the
Bob
sparkles.
Murphy's
I want
fingerprints
the
were taken, and they
sparkles.
matched those found in the lamp.
What if
There
I
were no other
did
prints on the glass. The men from
like,
the crime lab found a
sparkle
small piece of
around
blue
the
cloth
pink?
on the mounting of the lamp.
That would
Lee
be
Jones put it in
so
an envelope
cool.
and gave
Let's
it to
do
me.
that. Let's do that.
At 4:20 p.m., we talked to Gerald Adams in one of the portable dressing rooms.
I just can't believe it. There were a lot of people in town that didn't like Henry, but I don't think there was anyone that'd kill him.
Was there anyone in the company that he had any disagreements with, would you know?
What do you mean?
Well, anyone he had quarrels with, arguments, would you know?
Well, I guess Sam would be the most likely. They argued all the time.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam Phillips. He's the first assistant director. Real talented guy.
Great.
Been a long
Sit back
time.
and
He
relax
Henry
with
worked
this.
together for a long time.
The
They're
cat
always
seems
arguing.
fine. She's missing
I
a
guess you
few
didn't know.
meals
You might think
though.
they were serious,
Really
but here
worried
in the
because
company, we all knew,
she's
we understood.
because of the weather.
did
This week's been
Well,
awful.
Sam's been
Oh,
in
that's
Hollywood
even
almost since it
worse.
was. He began as a prop man. worked his way
Yeah,
up
I
to
mean,
be a
we
cutter.
came into our
I guess
bird,
about 15 years
came
ago,
into
he went
Buddy
directing.
because he
He's gonna get a picture of his
it
own
was
pretty
starting to
soon.
get
He'll do
cold
one, too.
outside,
Well, about
and I
these
think like the
arguments,
next
Mr.
week, the
Adams,
week
between
after we
Wilson
got
and
him, a
Well,
cold
I
front
understand
came
you have to
in,
know
and
him.
I don't know
He
what
was one of the
that
first
bird would have done if
directors.
we had not
Came
taken
out
him
here
in.
from New York even before Sam did. Really old school. He drove special cars, most of them pure white. Had all his clothes designed and made. He wore a cape while he was on the set, you know. Referred to himself as Wilson. You know, Wilson thinks this, Wilson thinks that. If you didn't know him, you'd take him seriously. Once you did that, you were in trouble.
Were you ever present when one of these arguments took place?
Yeah, matter of fact, they had one yesterday.
That's so.
Yeah, over in the commissary. I thought for a minute it was going to be pretty serious, and then I
Needs to
realized
be
it was all a
needs
gag.
to be a
Everyone
bit
else
smaller.
did, too.
What was it about?
Well, like I told you, the picture's 12 days over now. A lot of tension on the stage. Everyone's pretty edgy.
Yeah.
Well, Sam's a great practical joker, you know, always trying to cook up something.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, the jokes do the job. They give everybody a laugh. They all feel a little better. Well, the day before yesterday, Sam got one of the set dressers and took a cement deer. You know, the kind people used to have on their front lawns?
Yeah, I think I know the kind you mean.
Well, the two of them carted this deer down the parking lot and put it in the back seat of Henry's car. He planted it so the deer was looking right at Henry when he got in the driver's seat.
It is
The
small.
thing weighed about 250 pounds. Once they got it in, Henry couldn't get it out. He tried that night. He couldn't make it.
He didn't think it was very funny, did he?
No, he had to leave it in the car all night. Drove home with it. Next morning, when he checked in the lot, he tried to get it out again. While he was trying, the horns of the thing
Small.
tore up the upholstery in his
Small
car.
over
Really
here.
ripped it up to pieces.
I'll be darned.
Well, finally, Henry got a hammer and broke the thing up. Smashed it in little pieces and threw them all out of the car. Left them right in front of the scene dock.
Yeah. Was that when he and Phillips had the argument?
No. Yesterday morning when Wilson got on the set, he wasn't saying anything to anybody. All the crew knew about the deer.
Deluxe Studios, how are you doing?
He just drove the crew through the morning setups.
Welcome
It took place at lunchtime.
You know?
Henry waited until the whole crew was having lunch, and then he stormed into the cafe. He walked over to Sam, really read him off, called him a child. He said that if he'd spend a little more time doing his work and less time playing around, the picture wouldn't be so far over schedule. Really made him look like a fool. Argument went on for about 15 minutes.
Well, what was Sam doing all this time?
Well, he just sat there, and then finally he got up and grabbed Henry, kind of shook him, said he'd never been talked to like that before, and it wasn't going to happen again. He said he'd kill Henry next time he did it.
Ooh.
Well, Henry looked pretty scared. Sam's
Don't ever joke about killing
I
someone.
think if he made up his mind to do it, he could have broken
Cops
Henry
take it pretty seriously.
Sam looked at Henry for a minute, then he laughed. Then Henry started to laugh too, and then the whole place, I guess it's like laughing in a horror picture, anything to break the tension. Looked real tight. Even I wasn't sure it was a joke, you know.
You said that Sam lifted this deer into the car by himself?
Well, I don't know if he did it by himself, but I know he could lift it without help.
How much did you say that deer weighed?
Oh, about
I'm doing
250
good.
pounds,
Passed out like 30 minutes ago, apparently, according to my mom. You must have been tired.
3:45 p.m. Frank called the office and had R&I run the names Sam Phillips and Henry Wilson. Sam Phillips had been arrested once for disturbing the peace. He'd gotten drunk in a nightclub out on Sunset Boulevard and gotten into a fight. The report said that it had taken both of the arresting officers to subdue him and take him into custody. There was no record on Henry Wilson. We continued to talk to the crew. Each one of them told us about the arguments between Phillips and Wilson.
So it'll be a little sparkly. I still need something black or darker in the center.
The script girl told us that on at least 3 occasions, members of the crew had to keep
No, I
them
don't want to
apart,
bring in
and
any
that
other
Sam Phillips had
colors.
said
I
he'd
think I'll just do
kill
a bit
Wilson.
more gray.
We asked each of them if they'd seen anyone enter or leave the stage at approximately the time of the accident. None of them had.
I'll do a bit more
They
gray.
explained that Wilson had been trying to pick up time, and that as soon as they'd finished one shot, he was yelling at them to get ready for the next one. 4:22 p.m. We talked to Sam Phillips.
Sure, we had some beefs. None of them were serious, though.
Well, how about this fight you had in the commissary yesterday?
You mean the thing about the deer?
Yeah.
That didn't mean anything. Oh, I admit I was pretty sore for a minute, but right away I knew Henry wasn't serious. Even if he was, I guess I can understand it. Must have made him pretty sore to see his car ripped up.
Did you left that deer
I'm
into
doing
Wilson's
really
car by
well.
yourself?
I am excited for this project. I think it's really coming together really nicely. And then when I'm done with it, I'm going to be streaming some video games. So I'm really hoping to finish tonight so I can stream some games tomorrow. I like to play Banished. Because of Thanksgiving, I have there's like a mod. Oh, that looks perfect. There's a mod that makes it like you're playing
How long you been in this job?
with Native Americans and pilgrims. So I think that'd be really fun to do because it's Thanksgiving week. And I have this week off from work because I'm a teacher. And teachers, they either get Thursday, Friday off or they get the whole week off. In my district, we get the whole week off. So I'm doing really well. I also got to see my friend today. We went and got sushi. We went to this all-you-can-eat sushi place. So I stuffed my face with some delicious sushi.
Yeah, he wants to be a director
and then
too.
we went to a local bookstore and just looked at, just walked around and looked at books.
Yeah, he's too valuable as a unit
thinking
manager.
about getting gifts for certain people and stuff.
No, I was pretty sore. I told Jerry about it. He just sat back and said that's the way
I
things
really
are.
like the sparkle in the eyes. I think it makes it makes it look really good.
About how you felt?
Yeah, I told him.
Your school also gets the week off. Nice. Not all schools do that. Only some districts.
Told me to be patient. My time would come.
Do you know if there was anybody on the lot who might have wanted to kill Wilson?
No. Oh, there might have been some people who didn't like him very much, but you run into that in almost every picture. You know, little jealousies.
That right?
Yeah. You really think he was killed, huh?
Well, it could have been, yeah.
Sure hard to believe. We've been making pictures about this for a long time. You know, murders. But now that it's right here, really on the set, it makes you feel you can just check ahead in the script and find out who the killer is. Read about the ending. Kind of seems just like another picture.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, come in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had somebody here with you.
That's all right, Mr. Patterson. What is it?
I wonder if I could talk to you?
Sure.
Well, it's kind of private. Well, if you're through with me, I'll get back to work.
No, you just wait. I'll be right back. Here, we can step out here.
Okay.
Now, what is it, Mr. Patterson?
Well, I feel like a real idiot.
Your nephew's school got 2 weeks off. What? I'm jealous. I think 2 weeks is too much, though. That's a lot for Thanksgiving.
No, it was folded
For
up.
Christmas, we get 2 weeks
I didn't pay
off.
much attention to it.
What, did you give it to him?
Yeah, he read it, and then he said he had to leave the set for a few minutes, said he'd be right back.
He left the stage then?
Yeah.
Where was Sam at this time?
Oh, I don't know. You see, he gave me the note just outside the door to the stage. I was bringing in some more lights, and right after he handed it to me, he left.
Uh-huh.
Headed for stage 1.
Dun, 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 dun.
You are listening to Dragnet.
So excited for
the
Christmas,
authentic
which is
story of
also your birthday.
police
Oh,
force in
nice.
action.
Well, happy early birthday.
Chesterfield was first to name its ingredients. Ingredients that give you the best possible smoke. Now, Chesterfield is first to give you
Okay, guys,
scientific
I've
facts
got
in
to go to the
support of
bathroom,
smoking.
so I'm going to pause
Nose,
the story,
throat,
and I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. I'll be back in, like, I don't know. Not very long. It took me, I don't know, less than 2 minutes. So I will be right back. Oh, awesome. Oh, there we go. You gonna sing with me, buddy? Come on, let's do it. Good job. I like a lot of different varieties of music. I really do. So I could definitely want a gray elephant. I think if I have time, I want to make little family of elephants. I think that'd be really cute. At least a parent and a baby. I mean, what am I kidding? At least one, if not more. I'm the master.
Fort Haragstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison
Mr.
there, but
Thompson.
first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in.
Sorry. I don't care about her.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Oh, I have to care about her more.
Are you ready to test yourself at Fort Haragstad?
Yes, I am.
The ancients... Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair. Fort Haragstad... We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits.
We're gonna ring the bell, guys. Virtual and fancy temple hoo-ha. He said hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! And relaxing, funny gaming back again. Thank you guys for being so patient for me. Let's get back to it. Oh, it's so weird how my face cam freezes like that.
First,
Rewind
give
it.
you the best possible smoke.
Okay.
Now, Chesterfield is first to give you scientific facts in support of smoking.
Nose, throat, and accessory organs not
your
adversely affected
birthday
by smoking
is
Chesterfields. First such report
close
published
to
about any
Christmas.
cigarette.
Like, is
A
it
responsible
on
consulting
Christmas or is it just like
organization
really
reports a
close to
study
it?
by a competent medical specialist and staff on the effects of smoking Chesterfields. For 6 months, a group of
I
men and
think
women
continuing
smoke only
gray.
Chesterfield. 10 to 40 a day, their normal
Gray,
amount.
pink gray, or gray, gray, gray?
45%
Or
of the
pink,
group
gray.
smoke Chesterfields from 1 to 30 years, for an average of 10 years each.
Let's
At
do
the
gray.
beginning and end of the 6
I
months,
don't like how my
each
painting
smoker was
turned
given a
out.
thorough examination,
It's actually
including
kind of
X-rays,
depressing.
and covering
Well,
the
depending on what
sinuses,
kind of paint you
nose, ears,
used,
and
you
throat.
could always just paint on top of
After
it.
these examinations, the medical specialist
If
stated,
it's watercolor,
It is my
then you
opinion
can't do
that
that.
the ears, nose, throat, and accessory organs of all participating subjects examined by me were not adversely affected in the 6 months period by smoking the cigarettes provided.
Don't take this as
report, and
me
buy
telling you guys to smoke
Chesterfields either
cigarettes.
way you
Please
like
don't.
them, regular or king size, premium quality Chesterfields, and much milder.
You use watercolor, then yeah, no, you can't paint over watercolor. Watercolor is one of the hardest mediums to master.
Frank called Georgia Street Receiving
Because of its
Hospital and asked if the
translucency.
note had been found on the body of Henry Wilson.
There's
The
just so
doctor
many
told us
things
that
you
he
can
didn't
do with
know,
it, though.
and that the dead man's personal effects had been turned over to the coroner. We called them, and they told us that there was nothing of that description found. While the search for the missing note went on, we continued to talk to Sam Phillips.
The whole idea is crazy. I told you I wasn't near stage 1 at all this morning.
How about the note?
I don't remember any note.
Well, the gaffer says you gave it to him. Told him to give it to Wilson.
He's crazy. If I had a note for Wilson, I'd have given it to him myself. I'm with him all day. I've got no reason to have someone else deliver messages for me.
Well, then you deny giving him the note, is that right?
Well, certainly.
All right, mister, we'll let you know just how you stand. We got a witness who says you were seen going to stage 1. A couple of minutes later, a man is killed on the same stage. You admit that you've had arguments with Wilson. Seems like you might have had a motive for killing him.
I told you I didn't go near the place. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah?
I know what's happened.
What's that?
Well, when Dick told you he saw me heading for stage 1, he probably saw me heading for the office. I have to pass near the stage to get there. Matter of fact, I even cut through it once in a while.
Did you happen to cut through it today?
No, at least I don't think
Can't
so.
paint with watercolor. I only do graphite.
I'm trying.
And a bit of color pencil and ink.
I know what you guys think.
The drawing
I don't know how
mediums.
to show you that you're wrong.
Have you ever tried Conte?
Well, I'm trying to tell you I don't know.
It's like brown, gray.
That's what he's talking about.
What?
I did
like
give Dick a
tan,
note.
different
I told him
colors
to give
like
it to
that.
Henry.
What was in it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even read it.
Well, then you didn't write it?
No, I found it in my desk when I was up in the office this morning. I figured that someone had put it there thinking I'd see Henry and give it to him.
What time did you find it?
You see, I guess it was about 9 or so. Guess I put it in my pocket and then forgot all about it. And just before I went up to the office to tell him that we were breaking for lunch, I remembered it. I gave it to Dick and told him to hand it to Henry. That's what the note's all about. Right after that, I went upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Do you always tell the office that you're broken for lunch?
Yeah, most of the time I phone, but today I went up myself. I've been kind of expecting a letter from my family back
I'm not
east, and I
super
thought
good
it
at
might be in,
painting.
so
I'm
I wanted to check the morning
decent
mail.
at
Got
it.
any idea who might have put the note on your desk?
No, I just found it, tucked away in the corner of the blotter. I really didn't look at it. I was in a hurry.
You want, on the Discord, I could post some pictures of the paintings I've painted.
No,
if you're interested in that.
But he didn't show up.
I even have a few graphite drawings. I have a really good graphite drawing that I did for drawing 2. I'm really proud of it. So people wanted to buy it, and I was like, no, I can't buy it. I can't sell this. I've spent so many hours on it. I must keep it.
Have you found it yet?
No. Wilson must have dropped it someplace here, though. It wasn't on his body. I wonder if you take a look at this.
What's that?
Well, the crime lab crew found this on the stage, caught on the lamp that killed Wilson.
Looks like the material they make suits out of.
Yeah.
Can you join the Discord server? I keep forgetting. It's okay. Whatever works for you. Sometimes, Discord doesn't work for everyone. That's all right. That's why we have Twitter and Instagram as well.
Good material.
So if you, Deluxe, I'm pretty sure you're on Instagram.
I think I've seen a suit like this.
Pretty sure I've seen you like stuff, or at least someone with the name with Deluxe in their
Jerry
name.
Adams was wearing it.
I guess I just assumed it's you. I could Instagram some stuff.
6:30 p.m. We called Gerald Adams into the dressing room.
If that's better for you.
Before the body was found?
No, sir. Why do you think I had something to do with it?
Well, we're just trying to get the facts here.
Well, I want to help, but it seems to me that you'd spend your time a little better if you talked to Sam. The note and all. Still denying giving it to Henry?
No, he says that he gave it to him.
Well, then there you are. I guess that argument was...
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Okay. Well, maybe I'll Instagram some stuff for you.
Mr. Adams, new?
Yeah, this is the first day I've worn it. Present from my wife. Pretty blue. I don't usually care for blue, like brown, gray mostly. Wife's been trying to get me to wear blue, so she got this suit for me.
Yeah, looks like it's made pretty well there.
Yeah, it is. She had my tailors put it together. I didn't even go down for a fitting. Needs a few things done to it, like the shoulders pulled in a little. I don't much care for padding the shoulders,
Mm-hmm. You mind if I look at the cuffs? I've always had trouble
The picture is different because I lost the picture I
worn.
used from my laptop.
The way they're made.
No, I don't think so. That looks like it came from your shoes rubbing against it.
You mind if
You
I
can't,
look?
like, copy it? Or screenshot it or something?
Sure, beautiful material.
Yeah. She sure got good taste.
That's how I do a lot of images. Or I actually like using Discord to transfer images from my phone to my computer. I find it very convenient.
Let's see.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. How about that? I gotta get that fixed. Little piece torn right out.
What did you do when you found Wilson's body?
No, what do you mean?
Well, what were your movements?
Well, it'll be kind of hard to explain. If you want to walk over there, I can show you.
All right.
Thank you!
The company's broken.
Excuse me.
I told him wait up in the office. I figured you might want to talk to him some more.
Fine.
Here, I'll get the door. Yeah, sure a beautiful night, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Best time of the day in the valley. After the sun starts to go down, everybody's always kidding about the cool breeze that comes up, Really does out here. I know the wife and I practically live out of doors during the summer months. Is that right?
Dishonorable Judge? No way. Guys, share some love for Dishonorable Judge. Can you hashtag his name in the chat, please? Dishonorable Judge, you honor me. Such love.
Well, I came
How are you
in that
doing
door
today?
when it was open. Was there
That was
anybody on the
one of my
stage?
favorite,
No, not right
favorite
away.
viewers.
The greenery man came in right after me, and then Jack the guard from the other stage. Like I said, the body
You're
was
one of those
lying
cool
about here.
viewers that when you donate, you don't expect to be modded.
The lamp was
Some
there.
people just expect it.
You saw that when you were here.
Yeah, sure we did.
You can't buy mods. Mod shit here.
No, I didn't. Only concern
Cannot be
was Henry.
purchased.
That's all I thought about. I knelt down to feel Henry's pulse, and then I told Jack to go and phone the ambulance. Yeah. Then I had the doors closed. I waited until a locked policeman got here, and then I went back to the other stage.
Our crime lab found a piece of cloth caught on that
Dishonorable
lamp. Matches the tear in the cuff of your suit.
No, seriously, like, do dishonorable, or like the hashtag dishonorable space judge. I think there's a command for that.
We just want to take a look.
Pretty sure there's a command.
Maybe I won't, but I don't see
Something
why
about
you're
you
asking me all
slicing
these
bread.
questions. Seems to me that Sam, the
Oh
killer,
no, I
wants to talk to you.
made a mistake. Dishonorable judge.
Let's see what you got in your pockets. Take everything out and put it on the table.
All right. Here's my wallet.
I don't think I can go back through all these layers without messing up.
No, let me see the wallet.
All right, here. Just a second, Mr. Adams. What'd you drop over there?
Right there. Looks like the note we've been looking for, Joe. What's it say?
Wilson, I have to see you.
No.
Something's
Yep, I
come
gotta cut it.
When you break for
Cut it
lunch.
loose.
It's private.
Signed Jerry. How about this, Adams?
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Well, maybe we better talk downtown.
What's going on place with you?
What?
Watching, Joe.
It's exciting.
Going up that ladder. All right, give it up, Adams. There's no place to go up there.
They caught him. Adam's the one.
Come on, Adams, give it up.
You cannot purchase love. Love is earned. Yes.
Why don't you shoot me? I'm not going to do what you say. Go ahead and shoot me.
What for? You're not going any place. How about it, Adams? Why'd you do it?
He had it coming. Always like stepping on people. This picture was mine. They told me it was. And he took it away from me just because he wanted to be a big man. This was my picture. He took it.
All right, come on down.
Dishonorable Judge, how are you today? What have you been doing? It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. What is going on?
You know better than that.
If you gotta go. Well, Deluxe Studio, thank you for hanging out. I will see you later. Just let me know if you want to see pictures on Discord or Instagram. You let me know. Maybe I should just do it on Instagram though, because that's kind of the picture place, isn't it? For social media. Sitting for exams, watching Rilla make an owl.
You just heard was true. The names were changed to protect the innocent. On February 17th,
Studying for
trial was held in
exams.
Department
What are you
89,
studying
Superior
for?
Court
What's
of the
your
State of
what's the
California
class?
in and for the County of Los Angeles. In a moment, the results of that trial. Now, here is our star, Jack Webb.
Friends, in a sense, every smoker is his own judge and jury when it comes to selecting a cigarette. Now, you've heard the facts in our case for Chesterfield, and I'd like to sum them up for you. Chesterfield, the first and only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. Chesterfield, the first and only cigarette to name all its ingredients. And now, Chesterfield gives you scientific facts in support of smoking. You heard the report read earlier.
I'm just gonna say science. You're doing a science exam. I'm not very sciencey.
First such report ever published about any cigarette.
I'm just kind of meh with science. It's not my struggle, but it's definitely not my strength. I enjoy science. I think it's very intriguing and interesting, but I'm not very good at memorizing facts. I'm more of a hands-on type of learner. I have to like do it. That's why art was so easy for me. So you have to do art to get good at it.
Of murder in the first degree. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in the state penitentiary.
Oh, there's sparkles, guys. It's a problem. My husband's gonna be mad. He hates glitter. Hates it. In fact, whenever I have glitter at home and I'm done using it, I take it to school and use it at school because my husband hates it that much.
Comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H.
Gotta get
Parker,
it out of the
Los
house.
Angeles Police Department.
Kind of thing.
Technical advisors Captain Jack Donahoe, Sergeant Marty Wynn, Sergeant Vance Brasher. Heard tonight were Ben Alexander, Whit Connor, Jack Crucian. Script by John Robinson. Music by Walter Schumann. Hal Gibney speaking. Sound off for Chesterfields. Either way you like them, regular or king size. Chesterfield
Regular or
gives
al
you the
dente.
best possible smoke. much milder Chesterfield.
Chesterfield has brought you Dragnet.
The science I'm studying
transcribed
isn't
from Los
real.
Angeles.
It's what most people associate with science. You know, economic sciences, biology, physics, and things. Okay.
This is NBC,
What makes
the
science
nation's
not real?
headquarters for election news.
I don't know. It's like you saying, no, this is not an artisan's work right now. What makes it so? Sir, can I get another episode going? Dun, 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 dun. The Rifle for Christmas is what we're listening to now. Ooh, the audio's kind of off on this one. Let me pick a different episode. Bum, 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 bum. And that, you get that. Some episodes, they just don't sound very good. There's over 300 episodes available to listen to. The Big Jolt. Let's do that one.
Sound off for Chesterfield. Chesterfield, first cigarette in America to give you premium quality.
Really
of both
not
regular
real.
and king size brings you Dragnet.
The real science is that not really what most people associate with science.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are
You're
about
making
to
me
hear
think.
is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
My face looks so funny when it froze. I look so silly. Oh man. I wonder what it is that's making the cameras do that. I'm just glad it's still working.
You got a call from a high school principal. A young boy has caused a near riot in his classroom. Your job? Investigate.
Investigate. I got a text message. That was not from Dragnet.
Here's what the nation's press
He's
had to
texting
say
me.
about king-size Chesterfield.
U.S. Tobacco Journal says Boston dealers and jobbers reported this new companion of the regular size is sweeping the market in sales, and stocks cannot be replaced fast enough.
Oh man.
Journal said a wholesaler says
So,
isn't selling.
my sister just got a gift, and she sent me a picture of it. And I think it's really ironic that just earlier today I was talking about how that gift is trashy, in my opinion.
Cigarettes give you quantity.
And I think it's really funny that she's like, she thinks it's funny and will probably use it.
Premium
I think it's trashy though.
Chesterfield King Size contains tobaccos of better
It's
quality and
so I have a
higher price
decal on my car
than any other
that says
king-size
"Baby on
cigarette.
Board."
Of course, it's the same fine
Not
tobacco as
decal. It's like a little thing I could
In fact, the only difference between
attach to a
Chesterfield
window.
King Size and Chesterfield
It stays
regular
really nicely.
is that the
You know,
king
just
size is
warns
larger,
people behind me. There's a
contains
baby on
more
this
of these
car.
same tobaccos,
Don't mess with this.
enough to give you a 21%
I'm gonna go slow.
longer smoke. Yet costs very
And
little more.
So remember,
yeah, so
Chesterfield is the first to give you premium quality.
there's
in
another
both
variation
regular
of the same
and
thing,
king
but it's
size.
baby on
Buy
this
'em
and
either
then
way
B
you
word.
like 'em. Chesterfield gives you the best possible
And
smoke.
I'm not a fan of that one just because it's not kid appropriate and it's talking about a kid. Like, I guess that's ironic, but
The documented drama of an actual crime.
I'm not a fan of
For the
it.
next 30 minutes in
And she got it
cooperation
and she
with the
thinks
Los
it's
Angeles
really
Police
funny.
Department,
And I
you
just
will
think
travel
that's
step
really
by step
ironic.
on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end.
Alright, one eye is
Crime to
made.
punishment. Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Wednesday, October 3rd. It was warm in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of Juvenile Division. My partner is Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Stein. My name's Friday. It was 1:47 p.m. when we got to Adams High School. Chemistry class.
They're at a high school.
Yes, sir. It's my partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
I'm John Lane. This is my class. What little there is left of it. Have you seen Mr. Barlow?
Yes, sir. We talked to him when we came in. I think he's in the clinic now. He said you could give us a story. Is that right?
It was the Lampert boy. He came into class about 5 minutes late. We were just starting the lecture on analysis. I told Douglas to take his seat. He said something I couldn't hear, but he went back to his place, and I went on with the lecture.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was about 10 minutes later that the commotion started. The first thing I knew about it, Larry McLean started to yell at Lambert, said something about keeping his mouth closed. Then Lambert said something about McLean minding his own business. I started off the platform to quiet things down. By the time I got to Douglas, he'd hit McLean. Well, after that, it's all a little confused. Flying apparatus, chemicals being thrown all over the place, glass breaking. The whole class seemed to explode.
Well, were the other members of the class fighting, or was it just the two boys?
It seemed like the whole class was fighting. At the time, it seemed like the whole school was in the room, all throwing things.
Finally, oh man, I've never had something like that happen. I've had one kid throw things and like two kids like fight about something, but the whole class, I've never had that.
What started the argument here?
I literally on Thursday I had a kid climbing on this on my tables, throwing crayons at everyone and just like throwing it all around the room. He had to be forcibly removed by another adult who happened. I was ignoring the behavior, hoping it would stop, but I mean the other kids, they were all working and they were doing really well ignoring it. But one of our behavior specialists was dropping off another student, and that student got right to work, and she went ahead and like had to grab him and pull him out of the room. I just, oh man, kids going crazy. And I had to call the parent and explain what happened, what was going on, and the parent was like, "I'm so sorry." And yeah, I mean that's your kid was going crazy. On a similar note, on Friday I had something similar happen, but I feel like it was much more of a success. That a different student, these are both kindergartners, but a different student kindergartner was under the table and had like grabbed all the chairs and had him around him like he was an animal in a cage, and would take the chair and like push it, trying to hit other kids with the chair. And the kids did a fairly good job ignoring that behavior. I mean, for a kindergartner, that's pretty impressive. A kid's trying to hit you with the chair and you have to ignore it. But that, about halfway through class, the student just got up out from under the table and got working. Like they got up, he looked around. I was like, oh. I said his name. I'm not going to say it here because that would be wrong to say his name on public. But I was like, oh, I'm so glad that, no, I didn't acknowledge that he was under the table at all. I said, I see you're ready to work. Your paper's on the table where you are.
Yeah, especially if you weren't. I'll tell you what,
I'm going to be around to give you a feather in a moment. We were doing turkey drawings. You had to like design your own turkey. And I would add a feather to the turkey, and the reason we did this project is so that I could see how they deal with wet liquid glue, because we use liquid glue in my art room. And when you use liquid glue, you're supposed to smear it so it's no longer visible, like it's transparent, because that adds air to it. It like activates all the adhesives in it and like really gets it working, so everything dries a lot faster. And I was seeing how the kindergartners dealt with having glue on their finger. Because some kindergartnners or some people can't deal with it, especially if you have like OCD tendencies. You don't like your hands being dirty or messy. Like that's really hard to deal with. So I was kind of gauging that and seeing how they did. And then with the older kids, I was checking to see, do they remember to smear their glue? Because that was a big thing when we went over. And he just started working all of a sudden, and he was perfect, like picture perfect student, and which is surprising. Like kindergartners have a really hard time being perfect, or what a teacher would consider perfect. But he did really, really good. I was really proud of him. So I called home and talked to his parents about what had happened, and what had led to that. It was really funny, not funny, but like, I think it was a blessing in disguise, because when I talk to that parent, I always start the conversation as, hello, this is, I say my name, the art teacher from, and I say the school I work at. I would like to talk to you about your child's name in art today. And that's usually how I start the conversation. And I opened up, but then I didn't, she talked about like she was having a bad day, and I was like, well, I have some great news for you. Your child was really perfect at the end of art class, and I want to talk to you about the progression and how that came about. And I've focused on like how well he did at the very end, and how I ignored that behavior, and how it worked really well, and the other students ignored, and that was a success, and you should be proud of him for getting out and getting to work on his own. Just trying to give like as much positivity as I could, because it was clear this mom was not having a good day and needed that. So.
Larry McLean's got more than a headache.
Oh man, I'm good at my job. I just wish I got paid more for it. You know, as a teacher, it's public knowledge what I get paid. If you know what district I work for and how long I work, or how long I've been a teacher, you can look it up. It's on a scale. It doesn't matter how good I am at my job. I don't get paid any more than what's on that scale. Just kind of sad. Because I've been really good at a lot of jobs, and yeah, I get more raises. I get to be a leader at the job. I get to be a shift leader or whatever.
Right away you start screaming minor, that you're a juvenile, just a kid acting normal. You steal a car for a joyride. An officer starts after you. You don't care who gets in front of the car as long as you get away. You don't let anybody stand in your way. Men, women, kids, they're all the same to you. Run them down. Show them that you're just a healthy kid out for some fun. After all, you're just a kid. The laws weren't meant for you. You're different. Well, there's another kid lying in a hospital right now. He's got real trouble. He got in your way. He didn't feel that you had any special rights. Be a big man, Doug. You go tell him that you knew what you were doing when you threw that acid at him. You tell him that you were just having a little carefree fun. Tell him that you know how to handle liquor. Tell him that he's going to spend a long time with a plastic surgeon because you're just a kid. You tell him that his face is going to
Where I
be
live,
like
I think, where there's 48 in teacher pay. What? A few years back, a bunch of teachers left because of it.
Wait a minute, Mr. Friday.
Yeah, there's days I'd fantasize about what it would be like if all the teachers were just like, why am I being paid like a glorified babysitter? Like, literally, if a babysitter, like babysitter pay, if I got babysitter pay for what I'm doing, I get paid more. So just think about it. You work 10 to 9 hours a day. You have these kids. You've got over 20. Like, I've got 24 kindergartners in a classroom. It's crazy ridiculous. It's a lot. It's way too much. I've had 30 fifth graders in my class before. It's just, that's wrong. You should not do that. You can't expect kids to learn in that kind of environment. It's such a shame. So if I get paid what a babysitter would get paid for having that many kids for that long, I would get paid a lot more than my teacher's salary. Like, don't get me wrong, teacher salary is a lot better than, working, hourly at a retail store or something, and working hourly at a fast food place, but, like, for someone who has to have a bachelor's degree, I get paid very little. So 48 is, as in only 2 states are lower in teachers' pay than us. Oh man, that's so bad. I'm really curious, what are the states what are the least paying among the states? Could you look that up and share that information real quick? I'm very curious. Which state should I move to? I'm sorry, which state should I not move to?
Yeah, well, you don't have to give the names. Why not look at it this way, boy? You've got trouble because of this Sam and Inez. Now, the same thing could happen to one of the other kids that go to this place. You want that to happen?
No.
Well, the best way to see that it doesn't is to tell us all you know about the place. Isn't that right?
I guess so. I'll give you the names.
Well, I guess I gotta do the right thing and study. Have a good one. Oh, dishonorable judge, I thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the donation. Huge help. With just all the support you do for the channel. I really appreciate you. Like, you can clearly see your name comes down twice right down there, because you're one of those people who come by often and donate often, and that's really huge. Thank you, man. You don't have to. It's never expected, but you do anyway, and I really, really appreciate it. I don't think I expressed that enough with you. Thank you so much. I wish you the best, and I think it's very honorable for you to go work on your studying. That's a good thing. I'm proud of you.
Your mother ought to be here by now.
I like
We need your help in getting Sam and Inez. We can
the
count on
hair
that.
you got going. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I cut it while I was pregnant, and I'm just letting it grow. I think the next time I cut it, I might try to stream myself cutting it. Who knows? Because I cut my own hair. Because I'm cheap and don't want to pay someone to do it. I don't. It's like $60 to go get your hair cut when you're a girl. Because you have to get it shampooed and conditioned and styled and.
Check the name Sam and Inez.
I guess I could just go to like a Great Clips or I don't know what they're called.
Records for contributing to the
Special hair.
Both had served time in the county jail. Douglas Lambert was shown mugshots of the couple and identified them as the owners and operators of Sam's Club. We checked with Captain Stein about picking them up, and it was agreed that the best way would be to catch them in the act of selling liquor and narcotics to juveniles. We talked to the Lambert boy, and he told us that it was the custom of the Baileys to hold a party every Saturday night. He told us that most of the youngsters who frequented the place would be there at that time. He put in a call to the house,
We need
but
a
there was no
beat.
answer.
I think pink or gray. The light gray, I mean, not the dark gray.
A small cottage on the back of the lot. The landlord occupied the house in front.
Dark gray would probably be best.
Yeah, Mr. Halsey? Yeah? Police officer, sir. My name's Friday. This is my partner, Frank Smith. How you doing? Honest, Halsey.
Oklahoma, South Dakota, Arizona, Mississippi, then North Carolina. Okay.
I knew they'd end up with the police. Why do you say that, sir? Well, I just do, that's all. They got a lease on the house. And if I could figure a way to get them out, I sure would. They're always causing trouble. All those kids.
Yes, sir. Do you have any idea where they are now?
Why, you gonna arrest them? I hope so. Maybe I can break the lease that way.
You know where they might be now, sir?
No, I don't know.
Should I do two for the mouth? Or should I do no mouth whatsoever? Like this one that it's based off of has a little mouth that
Well, I don't know.
is cute, but
We think they're selling
I don't think it's needed. And this also has
they
feet.
do a thing like that. The
I don't
noise
think
they made,
I don't
they
think we
made
need
on both
feet.
sides have
I
been
really don't.
screaming.
I think it's cute without it.
You just bet I can. Wait, I'll get the key.
Well, we'll sew on the eyes and see how we feel. See how I feel about it.
One of those little key rings. You know, the kind with the rabbit's foot.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to keep the officers waiting. I know I'm always the way. If you want something, you can always lay your hand right on it. And then when you're looking for it, oh, here it is. See that rabbit foot?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can go out the back door this way.
All right, fine.
Well, what are you looking for? What do you figure you'll find back there?
We're not sure, sir. Frank, Joe, you want to stay out here and let us know if they come back?
Yeah, I'll wait in front of the house.
Alright.
Now, it's funny about them.
What's that, sir?
Well, when they first moved in, they said they wanted the locks on the door changed. I told them it'd be okay, but they'd have to give me a key to the place. They had quite a ruckus about it.
Oklahoma's the lowest. I wonder what their like. What's the starting salary for a teacher there is?
Here, I'll get the
I'm
lock.
curious. You don't have to keep looking that up. Thank you though. I really appreciate you looking that up. That's cool of you.
Gee, smells like they hadn't had a window open in a year, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Look what they've done to this room. They built a bar and everything. You sure were right about them. I think I can break the lease on this. I'm pretty sure. It says in the contract that they can't do any building without my permission. I certainly didn't give them any okay on this.
Yes, sir. This is the dining room?
Yeah, that's it. Just pull those doors back. What's that smell, Sergeant?
I'm not sure, but I think it might be narcotics.
Drugs. I knew it. I knew it all along. Oh, just wait till they get back. I'm really going to tell them. I really am.
Rather you didn't do that, sir.
What?
Rather you didn't let them know that we were in here and that you know anything about this.
Well, why? You're going to arrest them, aren't you? You're not going to let them get away with it.
No, sir, but we understand they've got a party planned here tomorrow night. If we wait until then, we can make a charge stick.
Oh, you mean they're going to have a drunken brawl? The kids here smoking marijuana,
Medium
taking
salary.
heroin, and stuff
See,
like that?
that's not
Well,
a
we're not
lot.
going to let them go that far,
I bet the cost of living is less there though. That's probably why it's
well, sir,
less.
we want to install listening equipment in here.
You got to think about cost of living.
You mean you're going
It's all relative to that.
Sure, we like to put in microphones.
Well, will it hurt the property? I mean, would you have to put nails in the walls, stuff like that?
No, sir, I don't think so.
Oh, well, then you can do it. Yes, sir, I want to help, Sergeant. That's the trouble with people nowadays. They don't want to help. You just go right ahead and put your microphones in, just as long as you don't have to nail anything in the wall.
All right, sir. If we could go back to your house, I'd like to use the phone if it's all right.
You bet. Closing that so they won't know.
Even if I get like Teacher of the Year and stuff, it's really not worth it financially. You really don't get that much. And you have to write a paper and stuff.
Fingerprints on the door will hurt.
No, sir, I don't think it will.
No. Can't be too careful, though, you. But then I guess you know all about things like that.
Yes, sir. I'll go around front and get my partner.
Yeah, sure thing. fellas all work in teams like
Oh man, we've been streaming for about 2 hours and a half. When I was pregnant, I would have gone to the bathroom at least 5 times now.
Any indication of an ulcer? No. No, I saw them leave this afternoon, just got in the car and left. Did they take any luggage with them, suitcases, would you know? Not that I could see, no.
Dude, the sparkle on the eye is super cute. I'm really happy with that idea.
What the Lambert kid said was true, huh?
Looks that way. Tell them about
Hey
the door in the
there.
dining room. How you open the door and smell the fumes.
Marijuana?
Yeah, it smells like that.
Daddy wants to go come play video games. I can see it.
We're gonna wire the place. We better get on it.
Why don't you put him in
Hey,
here?
use your phone, sir? Oh, yeah, you bet. Come on in.
Okay.
Right there, on the table in the hall. Oh, thank you, sir. Isn't a total call, is it? No, sir. Well, of course, not doesn't make any difference. Just thought I'd ask. Yes, sir. You think you're still getting one of those detective magazines?
Well, I don't know, sir. We got nothing to do with that.
Well, you know, of course, I didn't figure that you did, but if it does, I hope they spell my name right. It's S-E-Y. Yeah. Some people forget the E, you see. Spell it with just the Y.
2838, please. Asdale, it's Joe Friday. Want to install a dictograph at 825 North Lucerne. Yeah, 825 North. Right away. Yeah, well, you know better than I do. When you see the place, you can figure. Yeah, the house in the front of the lot. What? Oh, maybe 30, 35 yards? Yeah, okay. Right away. Yeah, good. We'll be in the house in front. Yeah, I will see you then. All set? Yeah, Asdale's coming right out. Good.
Say, Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
I just happened to think of something.
You don't have to go to bed yet, do you?
That, sir. The other day, I think it was Monday. Yes,
No, go to bed in an hour. Don't go to bed now.
I just come back from the laundry. You know, I always pick up my stuff on Monday. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
See
when I
right
came back, I met
away.
Mr. Bailey. He was putting around with the car. I asked him if he was going to take a trip. He said no. But he
Oh,
said he
guys,
might
I'm gonna
get
have to
down
stop.
A little bit. Asked him to find you
I
anything
need to
about
go
the
be with
roads.
my family.
What roads, Mr. Holmes? Down to Mexico.
This has been really enjoyable, though. I really like sewing to this Dragnet. It's so relaxing. Let me finish the eye and then probably
You are
stop.
listening to Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action.
And now, a report every smoker should hear.
Nose, throat, and accessory organs not adversely affected by smoking Chesterfield.
So I'm thinking this will
First
probably
such report
take
ever
maybe
published about
30
any
to...
cigarette.
30 minutes
it
probably is
applies
not enough.
only to
Probably an hour
Chesterfield.
to finish, do the eye, the seam around, the stuff. Then I can do video games again. Yay!
On the effects of smoking Chesterfield cigarettes. A group of people from various walks of life was organized to smoke only Chesterfields. For 6 months, this group of men and women smoked their normal amount of Chesterfields, 10 to 40 a day. 45% of the group have smoked Chesterfields continually from 1 to 30 years, for an average of 10 years each. At the beginning and at the end of the 6 month
I
period,
guess you can't see it like
each
that.
smoker was given
There's
a
like
thorough
little
examination,
bump right there from where
including
the eye
X-ray
is.
pictures, by the medical specialist and his assistants. The examination covered the sinuses, as well as the nose, ears, and throat. The medical specialist, after a
Yay!
thorough
One
examination
eye
of every
and
member
2
of the
wings
group,
are
stated,
done.
It is my opinion that the ears,
Definitely worth
nose,
going back and
throat,
adding those feathers. It
accessory
looks really
organs
great.
of all participating subjects examined by me were not adversely affected
Alright,
in the 6
so,
months period
man,
by
you know,
smoking
I'm
the
looking at it
cigarettes
more and
provided.
more. I feel like
Remember
it
this
does need a
Chesterfield
beak.
report. It's the first such report
Little
ever
triangle
published
right
about
there.
any cigarette.
But that will be for another day. Let's go ahead and pause this. Oh, it's only 7 more minutes until the ending of it. Sorry, guys. I gotta go. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun. Like I said, one more day of this, and we're gonna play some video games again. Till next time. This has been Relaxing Funny Gaming. Keep relaxing. Thank you so much for hanging out, but it is time for the stream to end. If you'd like to see more, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, or join our Discord community. On Twitter and Discord, you'll see notifications of when I go live and when we have our movie nights. On Instagram, you'll see really cute pictures. But the Discord is more than just notifications. It's a place where we can communicate. If you'd like to play multiplayer games with me, or just relax, that's the place to go. Thank you again for hanging out. This has been Relaxing Funny Gaming. Till next time, keep relaxing.